Kanpai!
Welcome, Weebs. Welcome, Weebs. Well, I think it's because he's only just got his drink back. Although I don't know what the hell's going on there.
What are you doing with it?
It doesn't like the hand tracking. I think I figured out the problem. It doesn't like the hand tracking.
Duly noted. However, welcome, Weebs, to this week's episode of Kanpai Cast. This week we are covering the 6th episode follow-up of Winter 25. Before we get...
I don't know, it was just something about the way you were saying the opening. It was like, you sounded like a BBC presenter. He's despairing already. He's despairing already.
1 minute. Not been 1 minute and he fucking interrupts.
Yep.
Moving straight into housekeeping. Like, follow, subscribe, comment. Nasuth loves the comments. Don't forget you can submit memes on the Discord that we will actually see here. We look up to 6 of them, but if you put more, they will be curated to still go in with the pile on the thing. So there may be more in the description, because this week, shock horror, we actually got 6. So whoa. I know our minds are all entirely blown. I have no idea if they're all from the same one person, but.
And amazingly, none of ours were conflicting with theirs. So we got 24. Wait, 20. Yeah, 6 times 4, 24. Yeah, 24 memes, and are all unique and fresh. So if you're only listening to the audio version of the podcast, you need to come over to the YouTube video and like it, and then watch the memes.
We don't see each other's or those in advance. We have somebody else check them, so that's how we know that we don't overlap.
I did message Virgil and I asked him, like, have we done this one before? So there might be a repeat from last week, but I'm pretty sure it's not. It's very confusing because the thing is, I had it queued up for last week and I didn't use it. I'm so confused. So the meme just kept on appearing on my timeline. Anyway, right. So
I think that's everything. Unless you want to talk about Patreon streaming, but Patreon streaming, those are things.
Oh. So earlier this week.
Well, it'll be a week ago for these people watching this episode.
What?
I thought you were.
What the fuck?
No, I guess I know. I thought you were gonna talk about Plant and the stream with him, because friend of the show. Friend of the show, Plant of Wisdom.
No.
Okay.
No, I wasn't. I was going to talk about the Nosebleed Senpai punishment, which happened 2 days ago. Jesus fucking Christ. Anyway. So, yeah. I will hopefully turn it into a short, but basically looking to play either, I haven't done it yet, but either Mario Maker 2 or Mario Wii U Deluxe that came out on the Switch. I suck at Mario games, so.
Yeah, and he needs to be punished, so that's what we're doing to him.
Right, so let's move on to the main topic. And Nasuth's gonna... one thing that I dropped specifically, is possibly the greatest alchemist of all time. The only reason for that is I try to watch, I think it was like the 4th or the 5th episode. I don't know how many times. I kept falling asleep during it. And I thought, you know what? I'm not gelling with this show nearly as much as I'd appreciate to, so I've already dropped that. However, more shows I have dropped will be spoken about later.
Yes.
He's just old. It's not the show, he's just old.
And it looks like I am starting again. I have 7 and you guys have 6 apiece.
6.
So we'll begin with the one that I'm dropping, which is Momentary Lily. If you would please.
Okay.
I need to go to small people, don't I?
Yeah.
That's the one. So let me get to my notes. Yes, there we go. So this is the 6 episode mark. I only made it to 5 episodes. I got about halfway through episode 5, and I was like, no, I can't do this. So I gave this a 3-star pass. And the only reason it gets... Why is that not... There we go. I figured it out. The only reason it's getting 3 stars and not 0 stars or a poop is because technically there is quality. I mean, you gotta admit, when they've got the budget to bounce someone's boobs around like they're filled with helium or jelly or something the entire time, they've clearly got some money behind this, and the animation's not terrible. It's just, but at the same time, when they've got somebody's boobs bouncing around all the time like they're filled with jelly, it's a little, I don't want to see this underage character bouncing around sexualized. I just don't. Nope, I'm out. Also, beyond that, if that weren't enough, everyone is so stupid and everything is so contrived. For example, first let me start the timer because I forgot to do that. One of them goes out into a blizzard, which comes along suddenly because the weather is now weird post-invasion. Oh, sorry. I guess I should, for anyone who doesn't remember, pure ADHD brain already. This is a post-apocalyptic setting where strange creatures, which you can see on screen right now, that have like machine heads and glowy bodies, suddenly appeared and killed everyone except for our main characters, who all have unique special weapons that they can call into being, and they're the only ones who can fight them. Haven't seen any battles since, I think, episode 2 or 3 or something. Episode 2. Haven't seen any battles since episode 2. And now we're back to the point I was saying. So the everything is so stupid and contrived. One of them goes out into a blizzard alone to fix the power so they don't all freeze, because they're taking shelter in a school. Power goes out, and one of them's like, oh, no, everyone else stay here. I'll go out and fix it. And then 2 of the others immediately say they're going to go after her because it's dangerous. But then they stop in a hallway to have a long, drawn-out conversation about relationships, find a body, and then they split up. The reason they split up is so that one of them can go back and cook for the rest of them, because it's going to be cold when they get back. For the other 2, because it's going to be cold when they get back. But she doesn't actually do it until after the other 2 are back, so why didn't she go with them to help? Well, the reason for this is so that those 2 could be alone to talk about relationships, because they like each other. Aw, so sweet. But it also reveals how dumb the one who went out there alone is, because her weapon is a flaming sword that they use to keep warm until they go back. So she could have just kept herself warm the whole time. It's so dumb. They tried to expand a little bit on the characters by giving us some more backstory, but it's really just more bland, uninteresting archetypes, like the 2 girls who like each other. One of them was really withdrawn as a kid, but then she learned to become outgoing. Meanwhile, the other one was outgoing, and then she became withdrawn, and it was all because they liked each other so much, and they wanted to be like the other person. And episode 5 is about them stopping to play video games and watch a movie, and then get in a fight because Big Sis, quotations, is smothering the gamer lolly by being too motherly. And also there's more cooking. If there's a battle in this episode, and as I said, there hasn't been one since episode 2, I didn't see it because I didn't get to the end. I got so bored, I had to turn it off. And that is momentary shitty.
Oof.
Okay.
Oof. Right.
That does leave me with several questions, but at the same time, I'm not sure I want to know the answers.
Okay.
You really don't. You really don't.
Thaylien, do you want to go next?
Yeah. I'm going to go with one of my worst, but one I'm still watching, which is Bogus Skill Fruit Master. About that time, I became able to eat unlimited numbers of skill fruits that kill you. And this is a weird one. I'm not changing my rating. It's still a nothing special 1 star.
Fair.
And okay, so the plot is actually happening. They seem to be introducing some dark society behind the scenes and everything that's actually controlling all the world through the skills and things. It's odd. but the main character is deliberately written stupid. I don't even think this is like a self-insert thing. He's genuinely being written stupid.
Oh dear.
As far as the developments go, they gain points for adding a sassy fairy sidekick, because one of the skill fruits he eats to, in desperation, they're trying to fight a person that has an awful lot of minions, and they just keep feeding him skill fruits out to try and gain a skill that can beat them. And he's some of this giant evil dragon. And the skill he actually develops is a sleep fairy, who literally scatters sleep dust on it and sends it to sleep.
Oh, it's Clefairy.
And so it's literally like, but it's a little sassy little fairy in a kind of in a cute actual person that's tiny way. But they lose points immediately for not letting her talk.
Aww.
Yeah. So she's a sleep fairy. So when he's actually recovering from having eaten all these skill fruits and gained too many skills at once, he's like being told by his friends, no, stay in bed. And when he tries to get up, the sleep fairy literally grabs him by the collar and tries dragging him backwards. It's very cute to see. But I don't know. It's not well animated. It's not got a lot of great fight scenes. It's not really doing anything. Even with the
Yeah. All right.
So even with the things that are happening, they're not happening where the main characters know about it enough to like go after them. At most, the blonde girl, Lena, is tracking down where one of their past enemies has gone. But it's episode 6 and it's no progress. They spend more time on the girl on screen at the moment, who's the redheaded blacksmith. And she literally appears in episode 4 and they had a whole 3-episode arc on helping her out. Which I'm not sure how that's going to go. It doesn't really seem to have gone anywhere. So, yeah, I'm sticking with Nothing Special 1 because things are happening, but the stupid main character isn't doing anything about it.
So one question I have is, because the show was very much fixated on the fact that he got the skill fruit that allowed him to eat any other skill fruits. This is the same show, yes, yeah. And he became the sword god. Has he eaten any other skill fruits since?
I just said he
ate like a bunch.
Yeah, he was sick in bed because he ate too many when fighting an opponent.
Okay.
I have a question.
So one of the things he gained things like the bug repellent skill, and a few others that are just genuinely terrible. And the last one he got actually saved them by being the sleep fairy.
I have a question. A few images back,
yes.
our character Lena was standing next to an archway, and the bricks in the wall did not line up with the bricks in the archway in any shape, way, or form. And do you see things like that a lot in this show?
Like I say, if you stop and look for them, yes. Most of the time, they don't really fixate on that. But if you look at him in this screenshot, it's the same guy. He's completely.
Well, that was fine.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't look like him at all, even though it's the same character. It's, so the scenes that should be like action-packed and full of movement are just movement, not full of. And the general way it's being handled is just... There should be more going on. And it's just trying to... It seems like it's getting through. It's got a plot, and it's kind of... Maybe it's spreading it out. Maybe they don't have a lot of material to work with, and it's spreading out the show. So, not sure what's wrong with it, but it's definitely not... it's not a pass yet, but it's not good. So that was Bogus Skill Fruit Master. About that time, I became able to eat unlimited numbers of skill fruits that kill you.
Right, because I actually genuinely enjoy it when you guys pick for me. What would you like me to? It keeps you toasted.
Next one of these times we need to. Stromba suggested that we pick them out of a hat. Sometimes we need to come up with a randomizer or something.
Yeah, sure.
Yes. Okay, how about the new one on your list from Bureaucrat to Villainess? Dad's been reincarnated.
I got two new ones.
He does have two. He's got this one as well.
But I'm more than happy to talk about from Bureaucrat to Villainess. Dad's been reincarnated, right? This show is adorably charming. So I've dropped a non-zero number of shows. I had downtime this week, so I opted to
rather than rewatching Star Trek for the 10th time, you decided to.
So I decided to pick up a couple, and this was suggested by Loz. It did catch my attention, especially with the name. Again, from Bureaucrat to Villainess, Dad's been reincarnated. This is genuinely, I'm going to say, a 5-star acquired taste.
Wow.
Right?
High praise.
Right? Yeah. So the whole premise... If 5 stars is going to work. Yeah, okay. So the whole premise is, effectively, we have an otaku family, right? Parents and daughter. And the parents are... Oh, God. The father is, 52 years old. He works for some government firm, in his local district, and he is very conscious about otaku culture. So the first screenshot we saw on screen was him smacking a whiteboard with a poster and things. So it was a poster mock-up done of a popular anime at the time, and the mangaka actually lives in the district, so they got permission from him already to, but the bureaucrat, the father character, has turned around and said, we have to respect the medium. We can't have this series is more adult.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, it's more adult. It's grittier. It's more dramatic of this. We've got characters here that are rivals and they're happy together. We need to. And he's he's really fucking laying it on thick. Anyway, unfortunately, like most isekai, he ends up getting hit by a truck, and it's really good. He ends up getting reincarnated, or his memories are dumped into a villainous character of a Tomei game, which is visual novels for girls game, and it is fantastic. And this is why. It is from the perspective... So it is the visual novel that his daughter was playing that day when he was hit by the truck. When when his wife and daughter find out he's been in an accident, they go to the hospital to see him. He's in a coma. They go home, and the game has reset, and is actually playing through everything he's been going through. So they are able to see what he is doing, and it actually gives his thought process, internal monologues. It gives the villainess's name
been reborn into the game.
Yes.
Wow.
They give the villainess's name and his name in parentheses, so they know immediately it is him. Right? They have very little control over what he can do. They can't turn off the TV, they can't turn off the game. All they can basically do is hit A to get to the next dialogue, right? So they're not able to influence anything he does, right? But they're able to observe it, so they know he's isekai. And the memes behind this is so basically the daughter is no-lifing the game, so that they think that if he gets to the end of the story, he'll wake up. Right, so that's the plan. So she is no-lifing the game.
Yeah.
She's no-lifing the game so that he can wake up.
That's actually kind of brilliant.
Right. But
Wow.
but the thing is, like, he's failing at playing the villainess, right? Because dad mode keeps kicking in, right? So he's trying to express to the like the player character, you know, oh, you should you should be you shouldn't come to this academy. This academy is for nobility, so on and so forth. And basically he's stood there waiting for the pink-haired girl in the screen right now. She's like the player character. He's waiting for her to arrive at the school, and she sort of like has a klutz moment. She falls over on her face, sort of thing. And at that point in time, the villainess is supposed to berate her, like, you're just common folk, you shouldn't be here. And then,
but he feels bad and helps her.
No, no, dad mode kicks in and just says, dad mode just kicks in. No. He basically says to her, like, he's like, you know, this academy's for nobility and nobility alone. So you, a commoner who has managed to climb to the ranks by getting top scores in the magic exam and is able to afford here, you must have really loving parents. I genuinely don't want to give too much away. There is more interaction. There's more involvement with the family in the background. The family don't turn up until like episode 4, but it's such a unique thing I have never seen in another like isekai anime sort of thing. Like, for fuck's sake, did anyone think to just turn off the servers for Sword Art Online? No, they didn't, did they?
Yeah.
But it's I love this.
Didn't they cover that in the? I know you joke, but just didn't they cover that in the like the first episode?
Yeah, it would have killed everyone. But,
I don't know if it would have. Oh, come on! Like, they could have fucking found a way.
Yeah, the people. Yeah, because it wasn't the server killing them; it was the helmets they were wearing. Any tampering with them or loss of connection killed the user.
Yeah, well,
which makes so little sense. Because what if there's a power outage? Those things happen sometimes.
Well, there was power outages. People died because there were power outages.
Yeah.
What if the internet just cuts?
Yeah,
That's more common.
People died because of that as well. That was fun.
The whole point is, right? This series, from Bureaucrat to Villainess, Dad's been reincarnated, is genuinely really, really good, wholesome fun. It's really well animated.
Nice.
The voice actors, like the dad's voice appears hell of a lot. It's really good, and I highly recommend it. And yet it's 6 episodes in. I can't get enough of this.
It sounds kind of similar to Uncle from Another World in terms of tone.
Yes and no. So from Uncle from Another World,
obviously not the same type of character archetypes or anything.
Yeah, it's the problem with Uncle was that he was so oblivious to the world around him and the feelings of the characters around him. I still love Uncle from Another World.
Is too aware of the feelings of the characters around him.
Yeah, because he realizes like numerous times, like, oh crap, that wasn't very villainous. Oh well, next time.
Yeah.
It's great. Honestly, it's so much fun.
Right.
If that was me, I would vacillate between absolutely perfect villainess and the worst villainess in the world. If I'd been in that situation.
That's the screenshot where he's like, you can't just take this too lightly. You have to take this seriously. Otaku culture is important. Yeah, sorry. Anyway, right. Go watch it. Again.
Right. Yeah. So that was Villainess something.
From Bureaucrat to Villainess. Dad's been reincarnated.
And you gave it an acquired taste 5-star, which is, yeah. All right, let's move on to Sakamoto Days, shall we? Because that's another one that I'm loving, although not quite as much as Xeno is. I take that back. I'm liking it a little more than Xeno was liking Villainess, and probably more than he's liking Sakamoto. So I did give this an acquired taste 4 before. To me, this is all the way up already to a must-watch 0.
Interesting.
It could get higher. The only reason I can't rate it higher right now is because I can see people not enjoying the kind of madcap comedy. But I think there's so much other stuff going on with this that you would it's just so sickeningly wholesome. And hilarious at the same time. Now, I know Xeno and I disagree. We talked about this a little bit. I don't think you liked the fact that it's stuck on the amusement park for like an episode and a half or something. But
You almost said amusement fart.
Amusement fart. But I didn't mind that so much just because of what was happening during it. The fact that there were two different assassin groups that came after him, and the fact that they both got kind of turned over to his side way of thinking. I love this trope that they keep going through with the people coming after him and then realizing, hey, he's not so bad. And I think that's going to happen with the sniper that was in episode 6 as well. Even though that one hasn't ended yet either. Wait, did it? No, it didn't end, did it?
No, I think it did. It did.
Did?
Pretty sure
Okay,
it did.
yeah. Sakamoto's wife is extremely scary, but extremely fair. And for people that don't remember, again, this is a show where the top assassin settled down with a woman who he discovered one day, instantly fell in love with at first sight, turned into a shopkeeper, an overweight, portly shopkeeper, who, like, the family rule is no killing, no killing, no being an assassin. So when the organization finds out that he's left,
people at the supper table.
Yes. When the organization finds out that he's left, no murdering people at the supper table. They start sending assassins after him because you can't just leave the organization. And the first one that gets sent after him that we see is instantly turned to his side. They then meet up with a woman who is the daughter of a crime boss. They help her out, and she joins them. And then eventually the wife does find out that they're sending assassins after him, and she's like, "You idiot! Why are you keeping secrets from me? Go take care of this!"
That's rule number 6. No secrets.
No secrets. So, like, she is very, very scary, but she's very fair. When she realizes there is an actual problem, she's like, "Yeah, of course I want you to do whatever you need to do to fix this. You think I want to lose you? Do you think I want to lose our family?" His sudden weight changes are extremely funny in a comedy of the absurd sort of way. So in the amusement park episode, he ends up fighting so much that he literally loses all his weight and looks like his old self again. And then the next day, very next day, he's gained it all back. It's just it's so stupid and so funny.
That's a plus size elf joke, isn't it? I'm sure.
Probably. The assassins are almost as weird as JoJo stand users. They all seem to have a very specific thing that they're good at or way of behaving that's over the top. Yeah?
With the exclusion of having the weird stand ability.
Right,
yeah?
Of course. Yes. They have the same attitude, the same behavior.
I like that description a lot because, in all honesty, I was struggling with reconciling that, and that really hits the nail right on the head. Yeah, they are JoJo stand users without the stands.
Yeah. Their stands are just their assassin abilities, essentially.
Didn't we have that meme last week? Careful, there's a stand user on
Stand user could be anyone.
Tell the stand user.
Yeah. There are transitions from comedy to comedy-laced drama. So there are some dramatic moments, but they feel relatively flawless and smooth. Like in the episode with the sniper that I was talking about. That's episode 6. They're at a... We find out the sniper's backstory, and it's very sad and depressing. But then he teams up with them at an event to win money, a paintball event to win money, and it becomes funny again. But then he finds out who they really are, and is like, "Oh crap, I have to kill you," and it becomes kind of serious again. But these you would think they'd be jarring, but they just slide in and out so smoothly. And then, of course... Oh, yeah?
No, you keep going.
And then, of course, the jiggle physics. The jiggle physics of his chin as the bullets are passing by. It makes so much. I feel so much more sensical than in what is it? High School of the Dead.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
But it's also played for laughs.
Oh yeah,
right?
of course.
Whereas,
Obviously,
yes.
yeah. So
sorry, the phrasing of it just sliding in and out so smoothly and then transitioning to jiggle physics. I've just nearly died.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I would personally keep this at like a 4 or 5 star acquired taste, only for one reason. And it was only through hearing your comments that I actually realized why I'm so on edge with Sakamoto Days. And it is effectively what happened to Yor in Spy Family. The character was completely sidelined. I would like to see more development for the mum and the daughter as opposed to being motivation. Yes, they are motivation, but they're also characters in and of themselves. And if the only existence of the mother is just to have a go at Sakamoto, like, I don't like that. That's the only reason why I would keep it at a 4 or 5. But it's Sakamoto is hell of a lot better as a character of either Lloyd or Anya, right? So that
oh my
really
god, we do
has
actually have a Lloyd and an Anya in this show because the kid can read minds, and Sakamoto is a trained killer.
yeah, it's. But the thing is, they're much better as characters than Lloyd and or Anya, right?
Because they're actually proactive.
Yeah. Whereas, but the problem is, like, I just hope there's more to the mum and the daughter. That's my biggest concern.
That's fair. And I mean, we have seen hints of that with the mother, both in like his flashbacks to when he met her, and obviously her scary moment of being like, "What do you do? Why are you such an idiot? Just go take care of this."
Yeah.
Right.
Cool.
So that was Sakamoto Days. Excellent show. Go watch it. Thaylien, take us on to your next show.
Alrighty. I'm going to go with yet another in my long list of long-named shows. Even given the Worthless Appraiser class, I'm actually the strongest. I think I have more of these kind of named shows than you guys do combined, but, you know.
Yeah.
You combine all our shows together, they're still shorter than any of yours.
Yep. So this one has actually gone... No, there's another unchanged. Sorry, I thought it had gone up, but no, I'm leaving it unchanged. It's a nothing special 4-star. And it's because it's still a standard, I was given an ability to become powerful, now I have something to do kind of story. It's a nice little task that they've decided to go for. So in this world, there was the Great World Tree that provided mana to everything. And unfortunately, due to circumstances, due to reasons, it was destroyed. But before it was destroyed, it sent out 9 seeds that are planted in the very depths of secret dungeons around the world. And each of those seeds has formed into a consciousness, a spirit, and has a guardian who actually planted the seed and takes care of the tree. Our protagonist fell into one of these and found the first of them. And her desire for the whole, out of the whole thing, is to be able to go and see her sisters, because she used to all be in the tree together, and now they're all separate, and she hasn't seen them in centuries. So it's a nice task, the idea that you just have to go out, search the world for secret dungeons, and find these other world trees, and collect the spirits, because his eye is artificial, and is actually the spirit core of the world tree that the blonde girl comes from. So he can gather, the guardian of the tree can gather them all up and place them all together into his eye. So he's basically carrying around his new girlfriend, her mum, her sister, and her sister's mum, in a sense. All in his eye. They can just teleport to him from wherever.
That sounds horrifying.
To help him out. I know, they can see what he sees and help him out with things.
They can see when he's masturbating. You know,
I don't think he needs to. I think that just happens automatically now that his girlfriend's like inhabiting his body. It's like Cortana with the Master Chief, you know? The suit just does it for him.
Shit. Okay, sorry.
Are you alright there, Nasuth? It sounds like you're just choking.
I am. I'm dying.
Alright. So, the reason it's unchanged, despite the fact that things have, picked up, the story's going, I quite like where it's going, they jumped the shark towards the last episode. The last episode I watched, which is, I think...
Oh, is that what they're calling it now?
Okay. They jumped the shark in the sense that there's a discussion. So, so there's 9 sisters out there. And the character that knows everything says, technically 10. The spirit of the original World Tree didn't go away. He says, so she's out there too. Maybe we'll meet her someday. And like at the end of that same episode, she turns up and she's evil. I'm like, well, that just takes all the kind of mystery of the world out of it. The original World Tree spirit is now evil because she was destroyed and wants to destroy humanity. Okay, that's just it. So that
the most basic villain plot ever.
Already. Yes, exactly.
Well, there's nothing wrong with doing what you're up against this suit on.
No,
but
I think that this would have worked out far better if they hadn't done any scene with her in it and just done the results of her setting off one of these monsters.
I can see that. Yeah.
And actually encountering a dark spirit monster that could break down regular spirit barriers and things. It would be nice. That would have been a okay, so we're up against somebody who has the opposite of our powers. But no, they obviously wanted to get this generously proportioned woman into the show as the villainess to capture the certain audience that's watching it for exactly what you think they're watching it for.
And surprisingly, you're not that audience. Okay,
Mostly, well, I definitely am that audience in that sense. But I am always out for stories. That's my primary reason for any of this is I want stories. And if the story's badly told, it doesn't go up the ranks. It doesn't progress past its original thing. So it could have, but it didn't. And that's why, even given a worthless Appraiser class, I'm actually the strongest, has remained a nothing special for.
Can I ask the question?
Yes.
Is appraisal skill anime the NTR flag of hentai?
You mean is the NTR flag of hentai essentially the appraisal skill anime genre?
Yeah. Because I'm just like, whenever there's an appraisal skill anime, I'm just like, don't want to know. I don't fucking like. They all play the fucking same. Like they're worse than anything. I can't fucking stand them.
Depends on how this one goes, because they did make a couple of brave choices. For example, the first villainous monster you find is actually the guy that was mean to him before, transformed, and he's been down on his luck. When it was revealed that he lied about what happened to the protagonist, said, he valiantly sacrificed himself to save us. He's probably in some hellhound's belly now because he let us save our lives. And then he walks in the bar and says, "Excuse me, I'm not dead. You cast paralyze on me and left me to die." Right? The witch that was also with him basically turned around and said, "Yeah, no, he forced me to do it. I was threatened. I had to do this to save my life. He's such a horrible person." So she's got out of it scot-free. And one of the first things that monster version of this guy does is literally bite her head off. She dead. So it's not pulling punches with the side characters, at least.
Personally, I think harem anime is the NTR of anime.
Well, 100 Girlfriends says otherwise, but that's besides the point.
That's true. That's true.
Right. What would you like me to
onwards.
cover next?
Speaking of, or would you rather leave that to last?
No, I'm fine to do 100 girlfriends. 100 girlfriends. Let's do 100 girlfriends. Right. Okay. So, Nasuth, if you would do me the favor of putting on asset 1.
Asset 1, you say? All right.
So this is purely visual. This.
Oh my god.
In a nutshell.
Oh my
is
god.
Why 100 girlfriends.
What the fuck is going on back here?
It's top tier. Right. Thaylien, if you
listeners.
would kindly, explain what
for our
this
audio
is.
listeners, please come on over to the show and come to this. I will.
Imagine a parody of
right at
Super
the start.
Saiyan.
There will be a timestamp for this show. Okay,
It's in the
navigate
description.
to it.
Just go find 100 girlfriends.
Describing this picture that you see just before you get here. Imagine if Dragon Ball Z was not only a harem, but everyone was a Super Saiyan, and one of them went Super Saiyan 3, but wrong.
I think you're pressing Control V or something continuously because you keep on overwriting the doc. You put like 0 stars on the.
Actually, I'm pressing F4, which is my push to talk.
Right,
so, yeah, okay. So, but no. So this is
lost my camera.
Super Saiyan 2 for every character on a baseball team.
Bar 1.
Yeah, barring the unconscious one. Obviously, been knocked out of their Super Saiyan form.
No. She's getting a hug.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
okay. So this is the 100 girlfriends who really, 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 really love you in a nutshell. And I'm gonna give Nasuth a moment to find his camera or whatever before he puts the backgrounds back on and allows you to put the rating.
I can do that anytime. I think I just want to
assets clear.
get that.
Yeah, and then my rating is this is a 4-star must watch. This is
High
so
praise.
damn
Very high
This
praise.
is so funny, right? Like, this is one of the few shows that has me burst out laughing with its degree of comedy. The animation is hilarious, and in all honesty, I don't know why Good Smile Company hasn't started making Nendroids of these characters, because they would make fucking bank. I'm not going to go into too much detail as to the events of the actual show, because I think everyone should watch them. But the fact that it's able to make references to things like Dragon Ball Z, very, very blatant references to Dragon Ball Z, I think realistically, it kind of acknowledges the level of tongue-in-cheek it needs to be as a slice-of-life harem show, and for it
That's
to
not
be
trying to get bogged down
entertaining.
in slice of life tropes.
Or harem tropes,
Yeah.
right? Like, that's the important thing is, like, it's taken the right quantity of all, like, comedy, harem, and slice of life, and just wrapped them all together in a perfectly well-balanced show, right? The relationships between the girls that he is acquiring is excellent. One of the things that I've really appreciated is the fact that one of the girls that he's formed a relationship with was excluded from the intro and outro because basically they've at the end of season 1 they kind of hinted who the additional girls were going to be before season 2 was announced, but one of them they kept excluded until ta-da, she's actually one of them, right? So
They're learning.
Yeah, basically. Neural net processing unit.
Given how many other shows just give everything away in the opening.
Yeah. So, and then when I realized what they had actually done, I'm like, oh, they did actually exclude that character from the intro and outro. Yeah, I love the comedy of this show. I love the hijinks, the completely unrealistic relationships, right? There is a little bit of unease with some of the age differences, and some of the kinks, shall we say, are a little too... No, do not want. But at the same time, it's played for laughs, right? So in the third episode of season 2, basically one of the girls from season 1 who massively does experimental drugs and things like this, ludicrous drugs, not like LSD or heroin or anything like that. We're talking like changes your body into that of a baby. She's done it because the mother character, literal, she wants to basically raise babies with the boyfriend. So the idea is that all the girls are going to get turned into babies while they play house effectively. But it goes wrong, and it's not the wrong character that was supposed to to be turned into a baby actually remains the adult and has to look after these babies with zero experience, and they're trying to work out, and these kids are like constantly trying to like off themselves by accident. You know, that's how babies do.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like
do.
that. It's like that game, Who's Your Daddy, where you got to stop the baby from killing itself. Yeah,
exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
It's just like that video game. But yeah, so it's
just while I was scrolling through for memes this week, I literally came across somebody who linked for these shows with babies in them. They've got this backpack you can strap onto a baby that's like looks like a turtle, and it's got a little halo ring around the back of the head that pops that holds itself up. So if the baby falls over, it literally has a pillow that you've strapped to it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yep. So it can't smack its head. Anyway, 100 Girlfriends. Everyone should watch it. It's freaking hilarious. It's so funny. Today's episode genuinely had me laughing out loud.
Well, let's talk about
Bit of a rarity
something.
these days.
Fair enough.
Let's talk about something that won't have you laughing out loud. In fact, it'll have you shouting at the screen about how stupid everything is. No, not really stupid, but disconnected. Let's talk about Ubel Blatt, is what I'm saying. So, let's talk about Ubel Blatt. Now, I wrote down nothing special. I don't remember what I gave it before. I wrote down nothing special 5-star here, but I think in the cold light of day, I'm actually going to give it a nothing special 2-star.
You gave it an acquired taste 1-star.
Yeah, so it's fallen because I had a lot of hope for this show, and it's got the spirit that I wanted in a dark fantasy, but it doesn't have the heart or the mind. Things are happening.
It's even missing a few organs.
Yeah, things are definitely so the idea is our main character got killed by the other heroes that he was with that were trying to defeat it wasn't really the Demon Lord, but it was like a group of magic users or evil magic users or something. So he got betrayed and killed, and somehow he's back and he's seeking revenge against them. And things are happening towards that end, and they are clearly meant to be connected in some way, but it feels so rushed. They're just skipping things. We just like in it was either the 4th or 5th episode. The two characters that are accompanying him, not the little girl, but the other two characters, who we see on screen right now, actually, they are told by one of the higher ups that, oh yeah, your sister that you came here to find. Oh, I know where she is. I'll arrange a meeting for you. And then they some stuff happens, and then we cut over to them, and they're there, but they're getting attacked by zombies. And then they just leave, and we cut back to some other stuff that's happening, and then we go back to the castle all together now, and it's just jumping around so much and not it doesn't feel smooth and you know, like I was saying about Sakamoto, how it flows smoothly between these points. There's none of that here. Things just jump. Lots of dark body horror stuff and betrayals and stupid characters who aren't our main three heroes, but they're really stupid. Like, so okay, it's just so stupid. I hate them all. I think it might have been better if all. So by the end of episode 6, he is confronting the first of our heroes, right? Potentially a spoiler. I don't care because it sucks. I would have actually been happier if all of season 1 had led up to that confrontation, because it would have given more time for stuff to breathe. It would have given us more time to know about our characters. It would have given us more time for flashbacks to see what their relationship was like before. Because I'm not invested in the revenge as much because I barely know anything about these characters.
Right.
The world doesn't feel very solid because, again, we don't really... Like, they keep talking about Wisetack or whatever it is, which was the villain from the age past when they were heroes. But I don't know anything about them. I don't know anything about the wastelands where Koinzel came from, or Koinzel and other characters came from. I don't, like, everything just, I hate it so much. Also, the quality in animation seems to be declining. There's a lot of very obvious reused frames and cycles.
I will say that the quality of the animation flips massively. So, like, sometimes it's really good, other times it's absolute terrible. Like, there's a motion blur that's held longer than the actual bloody movement. There's so many just random ass zooms constantly. Like, oh, we're gonna hold this shot and zoom out a bit. I'm gonna hold this shot and zoom in a bit. There's a lot of it. I personally, if you don't mind me interjecting.
No, go ahead, go for it.
I personally would give this a 2-star pass, right? I would just say don't watch it, because from what I've understood, someone else that I know who has read the manga, I recently spoke to him this week, he told me that they've gutted it. They've chopped out so much because they didn't want it to have too much of the sort of like berserk-like negative connotations to the narrative. And it's just
that's what I want!
Well, not only that, you've not replaced it with anything.
Yeah.
Right? And as a result, like, all the dark stuff, like, there's one character who he appeared from episode 3. Actually, he's the character on the screen now, the one that's overstanding the dead guy. He was originally seen or portrayed as this villainous character, but he's been nothing but like a puppy dog the entire time you've seen him. And it's like, so are we going to elaborate on why he was seen as a villain at all? Like, because the two do not compare.
I think it's supposed to be a comedic juxtaposition where you look at him and you see, it's sort of like Armstrong, right? In Full Metal Alchemist, where he looks big and gruff and whatnot, but he's actually a sweet daddy figure who just wants to take care of these kids.
No, but it was the flashback where people thought he kidnapped this other character, but it turns out it's a misconception, and she voluntarily left, but it's not explained anywhere. Right? It's not elaborated upon. It's not shown. It's not even told.
I think in this you're supposed to think he's being tricked by his big brother.
Yeah, no, that is genuinely the thing. But as a result, because it is cutting and chopping all over the place, right? It is so hard to follow. I've said this to Nasuth. I have had to go back and watch the last few minutes of every episode after episode 3 because I have no idea how we start from the previous episode to the next episode. It was so confusing.
That wasn't really a problem in 6 since they did a recap at the start of it anyway.
Did they? Oh god, yeah, they did. They spent like, was it like 5 minutes recapping the last 5 minutes of it?
Yep.
It's like, the weird thing is, the first couple of episodes are really high production, and then it just shits its pants, for lack of better vernacular.
Yep.
That's why we do it this way. We don't just do the first 2 episodes and then carry on. We do 3,
do the whole thing,
and then we do the 6.
Yeah, so don't... this is one I'm dropping.
I am actually sticking with it because it's going to be my bad anime of the season that I'm so fascinated at just how bad it will get. Like Momentary Lily, it was just bad. But this is like fascinatingly bad.
Yeah.
To me anyway. I don't suggest anyone else watch it though.
Yeah.
Ubel Blatt.
That is Ubel Blatt, indeed.
Or Ubel Splat. Sorry.
Hey Thaylien, you wanna tell us about Beheneko?
Not yet.
No, not yet. All right.
No, I'd like to talk about Promise of Wizard.
All right.
Because this is one of my shows that's actually gone down in my rankings.
Oh.
Okay, not by much. It was an acquired taste 2-star. It's now an acquired taste 1-star. The idea is that it's charming, but nothing's happening. So I don't know if you've had the difference between in terms of like anime shows, charm versus charisma. Okay, so I would personally define charm as the ability to make someone like you, right? Whereas charisma is the ability to make someone want you to like them. Okay? I would say Frieren is a show that has charisma. You want those characters to think well of you. Okay, you want to be in that world, in a village somewhere, and have the great Frieren come and solve one of your problems. You know, see the magic, see the wizardry, go through the thing. You would want those characters to be on your side. Okay, they have that charisma. This has charm, where I watch the character interactions, and I like the characters. Okay, I could care fucking less if they like me. You know, that I like them as a character to watch on the screen. That's as far as it goes. And they make some very strange... It's like the author for this one has had no problems in their life whatsoever. Okay, picture this. This guy who's on the screen is a minister for the Central Kingdom. There are 5 kingdoms that are conveniently named Central, North, South, East, and West. And each kingdom has its own kind of personality that the wizards adopt. The Eastern wizards are standoffish and a bit rude. Western wizards are gregarious and quirky. Southern wizards are kind and giving. Central wizards are more like lawful good. And Northern wizards are assholes. But the Central Kingdom, the ministers, not the royal family, the ministers below them, want to take power away from the wizards. They want the wizards working for the kingdom, not as some separate entity, because they're afraid of their power. So the first thing you see in this show is the minister trying to kidnap the great sage and have her work for them because she has the power to tell the wizards what to do. You know? But when that doesn't work out, they keep trying to undermine them, to the point where in episode 5, the new wizards have been summoned, and in that interval to prevent the wizards from getting more power, the minister sends literally a small army to attack the wizard's tower. And you see it from the perspective of our protagonist, where she's being kept safe in the part of the tower, and in the distance you see them setting fire to the place. But one of the wizards that's newly summoned to their side to fill out their ranks is in fact the Prince of the Kingdom. So he arrives and says, "What the fuck is going on here?" and sends all the soldiers home. Very simple solve. And to try and improve relations between the wizards and the kingdom, he says, "Okay, so we'll hold an actual celebratory parade and a party and an inauguration for the new wizards. We'll actually do things that the public can get behind. But on the day of this celebration, one of the people from the kingdom shows up and says, just to let you know, it's not happening today. It may be tomorrow, it may be the next day, but having some delays, we'll send you a messenger to let you know. You think, and they believed him. Nobody thought, this is a ploy to make them late or to make them not show up for this parade or whatever. They just went about their day. They relaxed, they had fun, and you got some charming conversations from the boys, as you do. And it then took somebody arriving in a real hurry to say, where have you been? The parade's about to start. You've got to go, before they even think, maybe the minister's doing a little plot to get us to not be in the kingdom's favour again. Whoever wrote this little bit of conflict has obviously never had anything more than an embarrassing interaction with their co-workers. So it went down. So again, charming characters, charming presentation. Doesn't make me want to doesn't make me think that I'd want the characters to like me in return. It doesn't make me want to be in this world. It doesn't make me want to explore this world. It's entertaining, but that's as far as it goes. So, Promise of Wizard, Acquired Taste 1.
Eep. I assume you're still watching it. Gonna keep
Yes.
going? Okay.
Yeah, again, there's Acquired Taste. I'm still going to watch. It's not a pass yet.
I don't think you've ever given a pass. Maybe you've done it once.
No,
I've
he's
given a
definitely-
0-star poop.
Yeah.
I think it's done it once. Right, okay.
Probably
What do you
before we
want
started
next?
keeping track.
Ooh.
Otaku NEET Kunoichi?
Sure?
Yeah,
Right.
that's the other new one, isn't it?
Nope.
Oh, no, it's not.
No, the other
that's
one is
the other-
Welcome to Japan myself.
Yep. So I'm living
Okay.
with an Otaku NEET Kunoichi, which last time I gave the
If I remember correctly, it wasn't
5-star.
great.
5-star nothing special. Probably gonna drop this down to like a 2-star nothing special. Right, so it is falling, but it hasn't fallen to the point of I'm not going to keep watching it.
There it goes. Jeez.
So the how do words very important.
She looks like Hitori
Words are
Goto.
important.
The
Mm.
oh,
Looks like
gotcha, yeah.
Looks like Bochi.
So I wouldn't say that this has evolved much further than the last 3 episodes, or the first 3 episodes. The narrative still holds the idea of this female protagonist who wants to effectively still be a burden on our main male protagonist. He is still happy for this kind of relationship, but when it's viewed under a microscope by other people, it's like she feels guilty for basically lounging around in her ninja garb plus tracksuit, right? Her hoodie or whatever. And as a result, she tries to do more for the relationship. However, it doesn't really go to plan, and yeah, it's just random hijinks. One point in time in the narrative, the apartment, like the only cool, interesting part, I suppose, that's happened is the fact that the apartment effectively gets blown up. And it turns out that the landlady who owns the apartment is her old master. And it's just like, yeah, but you would think that there'd be a lot more...
That would have come up before now.
No, not just that it would come out before now, but also the fact that there would be more hijinks. But instead, all that happens is, in order for you to pay off the damages to the exploded apartment, you have to work at my maid cafe. And she does it for like one... Yeah, that's the problem, right?
I mean, no, I don't like that could lead to some good comedy, because like, who would expect a ninja master to be running a maid cafe, right? But if you're going on to say it only goes on for like one episode after that.
Yeah, it's Ninja Master, right?
Well, yeah,
so,
but still.
So she's a landlady and she runs a maid cafe. We can tell that she's clearly gone into, well, let's have some lucrative business opportunities. But like, yeah, but if you were to guess what would happen at a maid cafe with an otaku NEET, right? What would you think would happen?
She's exposed to maid NEETs and otakus who are interested in maids and possibly nearly molested by them.
No.
Oh.
She's as ecstatic about the maids as they are.
No.
Because she's an otaku?
No, she's a NEET. What's the important part of a NEET?
Oh, she doesn't want to go outside.
Not interacting with people.
Yeah.
She doesn't like interacting with people. She doesn't want to go outside. She doesn't want to be there.
So she's terrible as a maid.
She's terrible as a maid.
Maid waitress.
And one of the other ninja is so good that she makes up for the shortcomings of our main protagonist. The end. And like, that's it. That's and it's just like, oh, this is lame. This isn't one of the 3 or 4 shows I'm dropping.
This is the bad one that you're continuing with this season.
I'm gonna keep watching, but I may end up giving up before the end. You know, so it's not bad. It's not special. It's just kind of there.
It's a McDonald's burger compared to filet mignon steak.
Here's the weirdest part. The animation in this is significantly better than Ubel Blatt.
Okay, it's a Wendy's hamburger compared to a filet mignon steak.
Right. But the actually, sorry, minor gripe to throw back at Ubel Blatt. I don't know if we want to pause it for a second, but
no, it's fine. No.
One thing, the amount of times where there were so many continuity errors in Ubel Blatt. You know, the son that oversees the fact that these elf girls are getting kidnapped and things like that.
Wait, the son?
Yeah, the pink-haired elf boy, Ubel Blatt. Pink-haired elf boy. He sees the fact that these elf girls are being kidnapped.
It's more purple-haired to me, but yeah, okay, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, the kid.
But
yeah.
We need to check Xeno's color accuracy.
The parents, it's fucking pink. Right, the parents, right? The father's ears are nearly constantly flipping between human ears and elf ears.
Also, how the girl's screaming at the top of her lungs once the parents are murdered in front of her. Nobody wakes up. Nobody here. The kid is the kid is dead asleep. Nobody wakes up.
I don't get it, man. I don't get it. It's fucking. Anyway,
you're standing right next to him, screaming your head off, and he's just dead asleep.
Yeah.
As opposed to just dead.
Yeah, like the parents.
Yeah.
Right. Sorry. Let's move on before we have another dig at email.
Otaku NEET Kunoichi.
Yes, Otaku NEET Kunoichi. So unless there are any objections, I want to move on to Solo Leveling: Arise from the Shadow. The one everyone else likes this season, but I only mostly like. This season only.
Specifically. This
season only. Acquired Taste 3, up from Acquired Taste 1. Really.
Okay, because mine's gone up to Acquired Taste 1 from a Nothing Special 3.
Close enough.
Wait, no. Nothing Special's down.
Right, so mine's up to Acquired Taste 1 from a Nothing Special 3.
From Nothing Special.
Okay.
Yes, so Naz has gone up from Acquired Taste 1 to 3, and mine's gone up from a whole classification.
Okay.
But important to remember, season 1 is still so awful that overall it's still a pass 2. Because you have to get through that to get to this. And I don't want to make anyone go through that, even though this is really fun so far. It's better, but it's still quite a lot of flash and very little substance. But the flash. Huh?
Can you skip season 1 entirely?
No.
Can you just go?
No.
You have to.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm sadly not.
Because there are things that are built up and established in season 1 that are important now in season 2. But retroactively, it doesn't make the rest of it better. So there's some really good artistic moments in this. There's a scene of him standing with his shadow being cast on the ground, looking bigger and blockier with the street kind of gray and a little bit of a gradient. Felt very much like Batman the Animated Series, which, would love more of that. I would love it if the whole anime was like that, to be honest. He's gone from being unwanted by anyone, except for the one childhood friend, to being fought over by powerful people. And speaking of the childhood friend, just as that thought came into my head while I was watching this, he actually kind of reminisces on his old hunting days with her. You know, as he's going to this new gate, he's like, "Man, oh, those days. Oh, wow, geez." So it's kind of good to see him remembering stuff like that. Like a little bit of grounding of humanity left in him. It's also good to see what some of the higher ranked hunters are capable of, even if they are still woefully inadequate compared to Jinwoo. It's slowed down a little bit from the first few episodes, but we've also gotten more story in there with like some of the more glitchy monsters. And this time they can speak Japanese for everyone to understand, which is crazy given what we know about them. We even got to see from one of the monsters' perspective, like what it sees and everything, and what motivates it to try and kill humans. It heard a voice that told it, "Wake up and kill humans." Yes,
you were saying that they're speaking a language that the audience can understand.
No. The other hunters can understand.
Yes.
Right.
So
okay. That was ultimately the question. So they are actively choosing to speak a language.
One of the enemies
so this
is
one
magically powerful.
This one that's speaking it's on the screen right now, the Ice Elf, they were only speaking monster, and Jinwoo was capable of understanding them. But these ones that we're currently watching are capable of speaking Japanese.
Yes. So the magic user altered their... You see like a glitchy thing happen as it alters the monster.
No, I don't think that. I think that was the system.
Yeah.
I don't think that was the magic user.
Yeah. I think it was because it was him talking. It was the magic user talking through him.
You mean the boss orc?
Yes, the boss. Not the boss orc was talking through.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
all right.
So that's when they were actually talking as orcs. The orcs suddenly started speaking actual human language.
Japanese. Right.
Yeah. Well, it wouldn't have been Japanese at the time. Because they're in Korea.
I guess it could have been Korea, whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Jinwoo still has humanity in him, which is kind of nice to see. He won't abandon this team, even though they told him to, while they distract the boss. I mean, obviously, we know why. But the way he does it, the way he tries to, like, help them without completely overwhelming them, and waits for them to say, yes, it's okay, later on. You know, they're just nice little touches that show he's still got humanity in him, even though the system seems to be trying to get him to be harder and colder.
Have you seen episode 7 yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay, there's a great carry-on from that fight, right? Later in episode 7, where there's an actual genuine thing that actually made me laugh, where of course, he's a necromancer class, so he raises the dead to join him.
Yeah.
And he raises the boss, and he raises the boss's bodyguards.
Yeah.
When he summons those bodyguards again, there's only 3 of them, right? And he says, wait, I thought there were 4 of you. Where's the other one? And they just point at the ceiling. And he goes, oh yeah, I slammed that guy up into the ceiling so I couldn't raise him because he's up there instead of down here with the rest of you.
Right.
Like, oh. That explains it.
So, unlike season 1, where things that weren't explained just felt like they were cut, like the Second Awakening, feel this time things that aren't explained feel more like mysteries yet to be solved.
Yes,
because they they do seem to be working towards these things. And the biggest downside, since Jinwoo is all powerful, we never get to see him use his brains really anymore. Like he did in the first encounter so long ago, when he was the only one who could figure out what the solutions were to the puzzles, and that does suck. I loved that aspect of Jinwoo, and it's just gone now. But
can I clarify? I believe that because again, Korean, the pronunciation is Jinu. Yeah, I believe. But like, just if it's bugging anyone in the audience, we are aware.
Yeah,
I know Japanese. I don't know Korean. Sorry.
That's fair.
I did like the fact they actually this is what you get when you actually follow the fucking authors stuff. If they put this much care into season 1, it would have been a much better show. I even like the little characterization, because before, when they just put Hunter Cha, the S rank woman, into the first season, it was just like seeing her walking around town. There was nothing going on. You could have cut all of her scenes because they didn't exist.
Didn't she have a thing where she stopped a purse snatcher?
I think that's it. Yeah. So, but that, again, nothing happened.
Well, yeah.
A purse snatcher when she's an S rank hunter.
Yeah.
It's like it didn't even explain that she was an S rank hunter in the opening thing until later.
Not gonna lie.
All those scenes.
Loz thought really highly of season 1 until I reminded him about all the random ass cutaways for exposition dumps, and he was like, "Oh God, I forgot about all of them."
Yes. Yeah. So it's even with her, like she tries to go help out, and the only thing, and she's like, "Hang on, I don't have a weapon. Can I take one of these?" And then she's like, "Are you sure it's a pickaxe?" And then she turns away, walks a few paces. In a minute. Oh, come on, I'll take it.
The guy says, like, it's better than nothing. And she's like, yeah, you're right. Yeah. All right.
And then
fair
when
enough.
she comes into the dungeon and Jinwoo notices her and says,
why do you have a pickaxe?
She wasn't here earlier. Why do you have a pickaxe? And he leaves, and she looks at the girls around her and says, he didn't think I was weird, did he?
What the fuck? Come on.
Well, he's the only one who doesn't smell like... Everyone smells like shit to her. He's the only one who doesn't smell like shit for whatever reason. I think it's because he's no longer human. And so she's kind of obsessed with him now. And so that's, so she's like, he didn't think I was weird, did he? Oh my. That sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, this is the poor man's version of Saiga 100 and...
I have no idea what that
Saiga
is.
0 and Sanraku.
But, yeah, this is how it actually happened in the original manhwa. So, it actually seems more natural than the cutaways they did for the first season.
Yeah.
She seems more like herself, which is better. Same with, like, the guys on screen now. His...
yes. Him and his he's the one that was teamed up with Jinwoo to try and start his own hunting company. Well, not start it, but take over the one, become the leader of the one his father runs. And we get to see more how that turns out and stuff. And
he's getting some scenes. He's getting some characterization as well. It's
Should we?
We spent a long time on this one, and it's not even that great compared to some other stuff that's coming. So that is Solo Leveling Season 2, A Rise from the Shadow. It is good, but it is, you just don't watch it because you have to watch Season 1 first.
Season 1's so bad.
Yeah. Speaking of things that are absolutely great, now I'm going to talk about Beheneko. So get that rating ready, Nasuth, because I can't believe it's not hentai. Or it should...
I mean, that's just a sticker. That's just for like, just the NFSW. Like, what's your actual?
Just to let you know.
Actually, it's not. I can't believe it's not hentai. Really, it's. Hang on.
It is actually.
But it's also
no. It's. I can't believe it's not. Fucking hell, where is it? Where's the phrase? Lost the phrase. I can't believe it's not Bond merger.
Bond merger. That's the one. Yes.
We haven't explained that yet. You can't bloody throw that in yet.
That yet. We can because
anyway,
we will. So we're gonna stop right here and go all run on to Red Ranger real quick. No, I'm kidding. Continue.
Okay, so this is an Acquired Taste 3, which is up from an Acquired Taste 1.
There is something wrong with you.
Funny. Okay,
there's something seriously wrong with you.
Seriously concerned. I am seriously concerned.
I'm seriously concerned
about the premise of this show's romance. But I can't stop watching because of how funny the premise is at the same time. It's like it's like those old shows that you can't figure out why you find them funny because they should be gross or something else. Okay. Also, anime titties. Let's be perfectly honest. There's an awful lot of anime titties in this.
I want to interject now. I wasn't going to. I was going to give you a piece of my right. Okay, if you are a person that is specifically uncomfortable with excessive amounts of nudity or random inappropriate acts of nudity, don't watch this show because every fucking episode is a bath episode.
Somebody gets naked. Somebody gets naked.
Everyone gets naked, Thaylien. It's not one, it's all of them.
If the idea of a man has been resurrected into a cat having sexy times with women offends you, don't watch
Which he has not
yet. Implied.
He hasn't yet. He has not yet.
They just want to do it.
Yeah. So you have an elf who has an uncomfortable okayness with the idea of a large cat. Even though he's still a small cat, she expects him to get larger. And she's kind of raising him to be hers.
She only knows this from past experience.
An actual cat girl who has now experienced a strong male and is impressed by him. And then the actual straight-up Earth Dragon that he killed and has been resurrected as a Dragonute, a human that can manifest dragon arms and tail when using their power.
And legs.
No, like sometimes.
She does.
I don't.
Sexy lizard legs.
And is now actually. I thought an oddly nice thing about her character is she's legitimately afraid of getting attacked now, so she decides to become the team tank with a giant shield that she can lift, so she doesn't get attacked directly. Because he defeated her, he's obviously the most exciting person, and she's committed to becoming his mate. But nobody else knows that she's the dragon, in the same way that nobody knows that he's the behemoth or behemoth. Actually, I did find out which one of those is correct. It is behemoth.
Yes, because
the original word didn't actually have an E there; it actually had an apostrophe. It's actually an old biblical thing.
Yes,
so
it is.
Behemoth. Still,
Behemoth and Leviathan.
Yeah. It is ridiculous, and I kind of like the ridiculousness because in other shows, when a character's reincarnated as something non-human, there's always that irony thing where you know that if they, no matter how nice they are, the female characters that they get involved with won't ever actually fall for them as a vending machine. There's no way that a vending machine is going to do more than vend some interesting accessories. It's not going to be physically involved
sex
with
toys.
The
Come on.
That's what I just said. But I try to say it, more politely. Yeah. So, but it's like the vending machine itself is never going to be the instigator. In this case,
it could. You don't know. It could get excited from you fingering its coin slot.
Yeah, probably. You know that from experience, then, Nasuth. So the whole point is that this show was obviously written by somebody who spent way too much time on certain Pokemon forums. That's how I put it. That's the only way I can describe. This is
That's the
somebody
safest way you can put it. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the reverse Vaporeon meme.
Oh god.
Right. That's it. That's the safest way I can put it. And yeah, I'm still finding it oddly entertaining. It's like watching a train wreck. Right. I can't look away. And the titties don't hurt.
No. Okay.
I don't. So this is one of the ones that if I drop any more, this is like
top of the
nearly
list.
at the top of the list. It's just like, oh, it fell off. Never mind. It introduces two characters that, in all honesty, one of them is really badly animated, like all the time. And
the flying one.
Yeah, and I'm not okay with
the other one being in the same situations as the rest of the female cast.
Near the same situations. It's not 100% the same, but it is dangerously close. And the second it comes close to crossing that line, I'm done. I'm out. Right?
I think I'm with you on that one.
It's It's oh god, I remembered. It was Remonster. That was the one that you
Yes, Remonster is the one I genuinely dropped because of the non-consensual Bond merger.
But I'm still watching this. I think it's on. Is it 7 or 8 episodes now? I can't remember.
7. But
I mean, come on, man! It's fucking. It's excessive. It is so excessive with the amount of bath time. Like, where we haven't even fucking spoken about the dungeon stuff. We haven't spoken about like any of the other fantasy side of things. We always spoken about the warning, the content.
I did
warning.
like the fact that they hired on this group, including the Dragon Girl, to escort the Earth Dragon's skeleton.
I did like that
to its new owner. So it's like, oh my god, that's her. That's her own skeleton right there. It's huge, and she's like taking naps on top of it. As they go,
as they're escorting it. Anyway,
clearly none of these women have considered the problem of barbs. Just
don't you dare.
Just gonna point that out.
We're not lingering on that. Moving on.
No.
Just gonna point that out.
Let's move on. That was Beheneko, the Elf Girl's Cat is secret and S-ranked monster. And I can't believe it's not hentai. Acquired taste 3.
Oh my god!
So how is Headhunted to Another World fared up?
Right. Okay. So
we made a spree.
What did I give this last time?
Because I know how Ameku MD has ended up. So I'm curious about Headhunted.
Headhunted in Another World. I'm still watching.
Yeah.
Last time I gave it a 1-star acquired taste.
Yeah, it was relatively middle of the road, but like solid at what it was.
This time, I think I'm gonna give it a 4-star, nothing special.
Ooh.
Right. I'm still enjoying this. And again, it is fairly close to the top of the list of getting bumped off, but I think Guild Receptionist and Beheneko is definitely above it and things.
Closer.
I think so. One of the biggest problems I have with Headhunted to Another World, from Salaryman to Big 4, is the bar? It really is the fucking bar. I hate that bar so much. his mental bar.
I don't.
His mental bar where he just envisions these random situations so he can come up with solutions to problems that were like it's okay, but like imagining, I don't know, to me, like I don't imagine the same happy place. I always imagine different happy places. Like
it's
I don't know if
it's
people...
his Sherlock Holmes mind palace.
Yeah, but it's always the same fucking one. It's always the same.
Sherlock Holmes' Mime House is always the same one.
Is Sherlock Holmes' Mime Palace a visual metaphor?
Yes, I think.
Okay. It's because anyway.
Or am I thinking of Will Graham in Hannibal?
No idea.
Oh.
I was thinking of Thomas Sanders.
Anyway.
Still no idea.
Terrible bar. That you don't like.
I just find it exhausting to have this constant skip back to the bar with characters that are in his life now that are acting in not necessarily the same way that they would normally. Like they're acting as if they are from Japan, and it's like, no, you're not. Or like an alchemist who's suddenly picked up a guitar and is just like, does she even know what a fucking guitar is? I would have preferred it personally if these were characters from his old life, right? Because he's got years and years of experience. Why does it have to be characters in his current life that are just doing different
sounds
things?
To me,
is a good
like
question.
He's trying to integrate these two things. Like, to a lot of people, a bar is a place where people know you. You spend time there. It's a comfortable place. So I can see him going to that because now he's stuck in a world that's not Japan. But he's also trying to think of these new people in terms of how his old life, like how he knows people act from Japan.
Right, please do not start singing the Cheers intro.
Yes.
No, I don't think we would survive that.
I have a very good reason why they aren't people from his old life.
Go on.
He fucking hated them.
That's not true at all.
Yeah, he hated everyone apart from the people he actually worked under him.
Yeah, so why aren't they
That's
there?
it. Yeah, they wouldn't be the ones in the bar, would they?
Additionally, also, management weren't in his life. Management were in Japan, ordering him around from another country.
You get flashbacks to them talking at him every time he does. Whenever he fails, you see flashbacks. Once in the early bit. There's another one in episode 6.
I don't think there was one in episode 6.
Yeah, because in episode 6, when the it turns out that the goods they're selling to the other kingdom are being undercut. That's the second time. So the
anyway,
that part.
Yeah,
I might have. I mean, to be fair, every single, I'm trying to envision what he's saying, and all I can remember is the same sort of similar scene from Sakamoto Days. So, yeah.
But yeah, no. So I'm enjoying this for some of the actual things that are real strategies and do work in real life. They go to another kingdom to offer something in trade, and knowing that the opponent, the person he's going to sell things to, is angry and easily agitated and dismissive, he does an anchor, which is a tactic where you bring in something that is a known value to set the baseline. And then when they turn that down, they turn around and he says, well, okay, then we think this is a better option, this is more valuable, and so it allows them to estimate the price higher. And that's a real tactic in salesman
right, but the thing
speak.
But the thing you've dropped here is the fact that this second item has no base price. So you're allowing the customer to set the base price based on the first thing you introduce, right?
Yes.
So
that's the whole point of it.
So even though that is cool and everything, there are some parts of it that I do genuinely like as a show, where, like, you have the motivation of the villain character, which I'm not going to go into any detail whatsoever. That was really cool. So we have a returning villain character that oozes stereotypical asshole, but ends up actually having good character development and motivation. And you have defined this character extremely well.
Yes.
So
I will give you one more reason why I'm going to continue watching this, and I will rate it very highly if this is right. Do you remember the Demon King standing up when they're not in silhouette, when they're actually in full colour?
No.
No.
Because they do once.
Okay.
That's not a king.
Is it a hot woman?
That's
instead?
Demon Queen.
Yeah.
That's a Demon Queen.
Which?
The actual Demon King.
The
one that's wearing the actual Demon King in this with the big heavier shoulder plates and the scary mask and the big eyes on the chest plate. Yes.
Yeah, his boss. Okay.
Yeah, that's a woman.
Okay.
I'm calling it now.
And
they call it Demon
that's
King.
your reasoning to keep watching it.
And I'll give there's 3 words that summarise why I'm going to keep watching that, because I want it to be true. Because death by Snoo. Death by Snoo.
4 words.
Death
That's
by
4 words.
Snoosu's 1 word.
Snoosu is kind of 1 word. No, Snoosu's a compound word. It's
It's a compound word.
Moving on.
Yeah, death by Snoo.
If it's hyphenated, it's a compound word.
All right. Well, that was Xeno's, believe it or not mine. So
yeah, because you just interjected. I'm still saying it's. Oh, we're getting rid of your rating on that. You don't need that rating on that.
Lol.
Oi, fuck off.
There's nothing wrong with people with getting several ratings if you're watching as we're overlapping.
Sorry. Let me put my rating on Beheneko of like.
Yeah.
Exactly. Run away.
Yes, please do. Please do.
It's fine.
I've been doing it all along as much as I can.
Anyway,
you should. Anyway, so if anyone wants to check out these spreadsheets, we do post them in the Discord, by the way, after the episode comes out, so you can see them. Right. So that was Headhunted to Another World, from Salaryman to Big 4. Now it's time to move on to possibly one of the best shows of the season. The Red Ranger becomes an adventurer in another world. So season for first 3 episodes, I gave this an acquired taste 4. It has moved up to an acquired taste 5. I would love to give it a must watch, but you have to be okay with fan service. Lots and lots of fan service. And it's played for comedy, but it's still fan service. And B, tokusatsu tropes. That's the really important one. You have to be okay with tokusatsu tropes, and I don't know how many people can get past that to really enjoy it.
To elaborate, when Nasuth is talking tokusatsu tropes, he's talking about
Power Rangers,
a lot of the campiness that exists within shows like Power Rangers or Kamen Rider. Don't get me wrong, I like a lot of Kamen Rider. I cannot stand it all, but I like a lot of it. I cannot stand Power Rangers stuff at all, or Super Sentai. But things like explosions, the power of friendship, the monsters becoming super massive, giant
the robots coming out of nowhere.
Sort of
yeah, exactly.
Yes, those are the tropes that Nasuth talk.
But it is still very good. Why did I have to play that sound effect during the bath scene? And why did it have to be so not the second bath scene, the first bath scene in the hot springs?
Oh God!
And why did it have to be so fucking funny?
It's a joke. It was supposed to be funny.
The answer to those questions is it was a setup for another joke that happened right after, where it went very bad. Characters are still relatively basic, but it's not annoyingly basic since it's a comedy show. You can give them more leeway. They're bombastic, they're big, and they're not annoyingly one-dimensional. Like, don't hurt me, my healer, or Jahi. Because they do have some depth to them. They're not completely one-dimensional. I just wrote down here, Dawn of the Final Day, 0 hours remain. And it's because the second mana seed they fight turns into a giant, ball of fur that's falling towards the city that they're trying to help.
Mm-hmm. I loved exposing fantasy people to the idea of space.
Yes, Red breaks the Prime Directive. Yep, Red breaks the Prime Directive and takes them to space.
Yeah, breaks the Prime Directive.
Can you actually elaborate more on the Dawn of the Final Day, 0 hours remain? Because I have no idea.
That's Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask reference. So in that one, you've got 3 days to do stuff before the moon smashes into the planet. And at the beginning of each day, it's like dawn of the third day, 72 hours remain, etc., etc.
Right. Okay.
So it was a joke about the thing smashing into the city.
Cool.
Our first royal demon. So we finally get to see the real enemies in this show. I thought it was going to be the other the person who's in charge of all the mages now, but she is an asshole. But I don't think she's actually bad. However, there is a demon queen who has been sealed away, and the royal demons who minister to her are apparently also partly behind this mana seed plot. And the first one of them shows up, and he's very blatantly just a tokusatsu villain, and I am fine with that. 100% fine with that. We do have mystery starting to build, threats revealed, we've got some rivals rivaling. And then in the sixth episode, we have an easily avoidable misunderstanding, because you got to have that, because it's got some romance elements to it, so we need one of those thrown in there. But happily, they solve it within minutes instead of dragging it out over episodes. So good of them to not do that to me. Oh, I forgot to start the timer. Oh well. The comedy fan service is impeccable. Like Red getting teleported to her bath second bath with a very bad, and then they actually advance the idea of mana and bond energy. So bond energy is what Red and the other Rangers run on. It's the energy of bonds of friendship, bonds of understanding, etc., etc.
It creates their tech and everything.
Yes, and we've discovered that is somehow connected to things like the mana metal that they went after in episode 2, 1. And then, of course, as Thaylien mentioned earlier, bond merger.
Bond merger.
I did not expect that to happen so soon. I mean, I had a feeling it was going to happen eventually, but not only did it happen, but then they had this
elaborate.
Okay.
So
I was trying not to give it away too much.
Awkwardly, and somebody says, "Hey, last night you two bond merger, didn't you?"
Yeah.
So the sound effect comes over the word that she said. And then for the rest of that entire conversation, anytime that word comes up, it just repeats bond merger in the exact same voice over and over again.
That word being sex. They had sex. Red and the wizard girl had sex.
They didn't, but...
No, they totally did.
People thought they did.
They totally did.
They didn't.
And of course, there's a military plan that's introduced at the very end with the mana seeds, and it sounds like a very bad idea. So we'll see where that goes. I am super excited for the rest of the show. I really like where it's going. The comedy mixed with the actual story, mixed with little things like what the magic is, and trying to make magic more accessible to people but still safe for them to use. There's so many little touches in this that you wouldn't expect in just a comedy show. And so I'm really enjoying this. And how are you feeling about it, Zeno? How are you feeling about it, Thaylien? You're both watching this.
I'm feeling very good.
I'm enjoying it, but considering we're episode 6 in and we're only just starting to touch upon the plot, part of me is worried, is this going to leverage a 2-season situation and not have a proper conclusion for season 1, and then we don't get a season 2? That's my biggest concern.
That is a very good question. So, now just checking out how many episodes we have.
Only 12 episodes.
Only just 12.
Yeah.
So, that's the current season. So, if there's going to be a second season,
I kind of feel like there will be, because it seems to be doing relatively well. So, yeah. Anyway,
you never. The thing is, you never know.
You do never know.
There's been no announcement for a second season, and how many shows, like, you know, I mean, it's what, been a year and a half before they even announced the second season of Bocce the Rock.
That's exactly what I was going to bring up. Yeah.
They still haven't announced a second season for No Game No Life.
Yeah, exactly. So this might not go on.
I don't know if No Game No Life was as popular as I don't know what the popularity was at the time.
Dude, like the guy, the author went on record. It's just like, I get like thousands of fucking requests a week for No Game No Life season 2. None of the studios have come to talk to me about it. So, like, you know, it's
outrageous.
Fucking popular.
How Bond merger dare they?
Anyway, that was the Red Ranger becomes an adventurer in another world. Thaylien, take us away as we come in towards the home stretch.
Okay, so this my last one? I think it is.
No, you got 2.
No,
I got 2.
I got 2, haven't I? Okay.
Yeah, this isn't the home stretch yet.
I'm going to go with the... actually, believe it or not, this is actually the one that's a little bit higher than the rest that I've been doing, which is, I left my A-rank party to help my former students reach the dungeon depths. And this is... Actually, it was an Acquired Taste 2. It's now an Acquired Taste 4. So, the premise of this one, it's actually kind of fun because it combines the idea of adventuring with this idea of being able to live stream your adventures to people to get more sponsorship and things. So they go into that a little bit. The team Clover has made a bit of a name for themselves. They're C rank. They're not exactly super popular yet, but it goes through the process of A leads to B, leads to C, leads to D in the plot. So they go to this other town because armorers called Earthies have decided to create a new line of armor for adventuring women. And they want the girls from Clover, because there's 3 very different types of girl there, to be the models for them and go on a short adventure to show off the new armor as a sponsorship deal. So they get paid for the adventure and they get to keep the gear afterwards. In going through this dungeon to do that, they find an anomalous bad guy and report it back to the... they live stream... So they record for the advertising, the adventures, so they can actually send that evidence to the guild to show them this anomalous enemy. The guild shuts down the dungeon, goes to investigate, and finds that there's going to be a dungeon overflow. And there's actually happening in multiple places. So they think, all right, we need to get some proper teams together to go in and deal with the dungeons before they have a proper dungeon overflow in multiple locations. And this then leads the guild leader to ask our main character, because he's very reliable, gives good results, to go and check out one of these, the super dangerous magical dungeon. And that leads us to the kind of 6th episode we're on now, where they're just going into it, just to scout it out.
Is that Sailor Jupiter?
Yes.
But that's Sailor Arsehole. This guy is the one that's been tormenting him. He's his former best friend and wants him back in the team. But they've actually...
For the audio version, we're talking about the character on screen right now.
Yeah.
Who had like a little crown under his hair.
This definitely has a great cast. They're supportive. They work through their problems. Very, they go to look at a home base where they can live for the duration. And they get offered 3 different houses, but they don't even go to the 3rd because it's in the same neighborhood as his former team. And so all the girls say, you know what, let's go back to the 2nd house. We like that a lot more. And they go, are you sure? We haven't even looked at it. Oh, we don't want them as our neighbors. And you certainly wouldn't enjoy it either, would you? No, but I can deal with it. Now we're going back to the 2nd one. Just like instantly on his side when there's got something coming up as trouble. They gain points for introducing a Catgirl rogue as the 5th member of the team. But they actually lost 1 point with me. 1 point. For quite obviously using the Triforce as a center of the seal for the super important magic dungeon gate. Come on, it's so obviously the Triforce that you can't even... I think that Nintendo might be coming their way to say, excuse me.
So that's 2
Have
Zola
you
references we've
licensed
had in this show.
Mm.
In this episode.
Yes. Exactly. And so it's a this one I actually really do like the cast and the way the plot's going. So I'm rating it higher than I did before, and I think it can get better. Xeno's going to sleep.
No. I'm a little confused to how we've ended up in the situation we are. But anyway, that's the point.
What?
In the situation we are.
I thought, Nasuth, you've got 2 shows left to discuss, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But we should be ending with you.
You will.
No.
Are you looking at lockdown zone levels level 10?
Thaylien has one
Because
more
that
after
doesn't
this.
exist.
Oh, right, yeah, I suppose. Yeah. Sorry,
and then
I'm with you now.
you've got 2.
Yeah,
and then
that's what
I'll
I've done
go.
wrong.
Yes.
That's what I've done wrong. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that was I left my A-rank party to help my former students reach the dungeon depths. And yeah, I recommend it's not a bad watch.
Okay.
Also, he speaks. This is coming from the person that actually rates
Beheneko.
Beheneko.
So I'm an appreciator of well done anime titties. So there we go.
Okay.
But no, this one doesn't have anime titties in that sense.
Do they jiggle like they are filled with jello or water or something? Okay.
Moving forward.
The ones that actually are endowed are armored. So that was it. So the ones that actually are well endowed are armored. So there we go.
Okay.
Right, which
Must
one's
the best. You've only got 2 left. You got Ameku Doctor and Welcome to Japan, Miss Elf. I think I want to save Welcome to Japan for last, since that's new. Okay. What do you think, Thaylien?
It's too late. You've already decided. So Ameku MD Doctor Detective.
Now I know where this one ended up, so but it'll be a surprise to Thaylien.
House MD, this show is not. Also, that was the wrong asset art for some reason. I am giving this... What did I give it last time?
It was like a 82? 81?
What?
Acquired Taste? Wasn't it
Acquired Taste
like 1 or 2?
Oh, 80. Yes. Sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you said
the
80.
number 80. Yeah,
Oh, no,
you said that as well.
No.
Yeah.
For a second.
So,
let's not
Acquired
shorten
Taste
things when
3.
they could be numbers.
Right, it was Acquired Taste 3. I'm giving this a pass 5. Right.
Quite a ways, quite a fall.
The problem with the show is that it realistically every case needs to be 2 episodes, right? The first 2 episodes were really, really good, and they set a benchmark for the rest of the show. However, the 3rd episode was like, well, this was really weak. It was nothing but epileptic seizures, right? They kind of wasted the episode. I thought, okay, maybe it's a simple case of they're trying to have big cases and small cases, right? And I can appreciate that. However, they then proceed to spend the next 3 episodes on one case, right? And even though they sort of solve the bulk of the case within the first 2 episodes, they end up pushing it that extra mile to add on more narrative to the one case, turning it into 3 episodes. And in all honesty, the show's pacing issues, the delivery for how stuff is discovered and solved and things like this, the delivery is just not where it needs to be, right? And it makes it genuinely really painful to watch. So one of the nice things about shows like this, if you harken back to the Guy Ritchie Sherlock Holmes movies, is the sheer volume of little tidbits of information that allude to the motivation or the murder weapon or any of this stuff that you just don't know, but you knew was present in the movie, right? You know,
if you go back and watch it a second time, you'll see all this stuff. It's like, oh crap, that was there. That was set up ahead of time. Oh my god. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
This tries to replicate it, but the problem is it does it in such a nonchalant
half-assed
way that it makes it like, well, you know, that you know, oh well, sorry, I'm gonna spoil a little bit, so I do apologize. The big thing is in I think was it pre 1915 or something like this, or 1930, matches were made with white phosphorus, right, which actually has like a really low burning temperature, right? So to the point of, you know, if people have them in their pockets, they can accidentally, spontaneously combust, right? And that's the whole gist of it, is the fact that this one character has a safe full of these white phosphorus matches, and at no point in time is it explained what these little boxes are in the safe. And it's just like, you know, oh, well, if you were paying attention, you would know that those were white phosphorus matches. Like, no, they're just little boxes.
Full of ticky, made of ticky tacky.
Yeah, exactly. So it's so, and that's,
is that the end of the spoilers?
Yeah,
Okay.
Genuinely. So I think in reality that is the biggest fumbling of the show, is just its inability to deliver the information correctly. Like, so I had huge problems with Undead Murder Girl farce.
Yes.
Right? Undead Murder Girl farce spent the time allowing the audience to properly observe
the clues were all there. Yeah.
Yes, they properly observe all the clues, right? But my problem with it is, like, 3 episodes in, we still haven't fucking got to the point of the first murder mystery. I'm like, come on, give me a break. This is just like, you're trying to do the same in shorter period of time, but you're not. But you're sacrificing not showing me the evidence, right? And that's what I struggle with.
I think if you went back and watched Undead Murder Girl farce, you know, in a binge, it would be better. It'd be like watching a movie where everything is connected, rather than having to wait week for week. Anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
So this one sucks. That's sad.
I'm
MD.
I'm not continuing.
Ameku MD, Doctor Detective.
Yeah. Right. So let's move. I'm gonna save the best for last. The one that we all probably want to talk about. Oh no, it's just me and Xeno. Never mind. Thaylien, you should really pick up Apothecary Diaries.
I really should.
Right. So let's talk about Giriamasu, or I may be a guild receptionist, but I'll solo any boss to clock out on time. This, I don't remember what I gave. I didn't write down what I gave it last time, but I think it's gone down. It is currently an acquired taste 0 star.
You didn't review it. I did, which was an acquired taste 3 star.
Why. I mean, I probably wrote it down somewhere, but yeah. So on the one hand, at least it's not just quite the same joke over and over again. It's close, but it's not quite. On the other hand, I don't think it knows what kind of show it wants to be. And by that, I mean there's a lot, to me anyway, there's a lot of tonal whiplash going on. Some, you know, I was talking about some of my other shows like Sakamoto, where I feel like the moods, or even Red Ranger, where the moods kind of blend together well enough, But in this one, it's like, oh, you've got the comedy of her working at the guild. Oh no, you've got the drama of another party dying. Oh no, you've got her having fun again. Oh no, you've got her going to save them, and it's just jumping around. And it's not the same way of Ubel Blatt, where things aren't explained. Everything is explained. Everything makes sense. But it just jumps back and forth in tone. I also have questions. Yeah?
No, you have questions. I have
questions.
Kind of thinking about what you said.
How did the Dark God know that Jade was still alive after his whole purpose was eating people's souls? How did he not eat Jade's soul? How was he surprised Jade was still alive? I wish he had used some different attacks against Alina instead of the same one over and over again.
He only had access to the 3 anyway.
But we only ever see him use the 1.
Yeah. Against her, yes.
Against her.
Well, you did. She dodged it immediately, the first one. The spear throw.
I don't think that was a power.
That's one of his.
No, I don't think that was a power.
That was his power. That was.
No, I think it was just.
He used it against Jade in the first fight.
I don't think it was a power though. I think it was just a weapon. How can she be surprised at the rush of adventurers wanting to sign? Okay, they did actually explain this one, but I'm still going to read it out anyway. How can she be surprised at the rush of adventurers wanting to sign up before the festival event when she spent a fair chunk of the episode explaining to the other receptionist that adventurers would wait to sign up right before the event because the event gives them like double rewards or something.
Yeah,
it does turn out
you did that without realizing it wasn't the actual time that the event started. So
yes, that's the problem. But that's the problem. It turns out that the event is still many days away before the festival, but they didn't do a very good job of explaining that until suddenly it pops up on the bottom of the screen this many days before the event. Unless I missed it the first time, which I might have.
Yeah, no, I think you missed it the first time. Yeah,
because the first time it says like 10 days before the Celestial Festival.
No,
and then they start smashing at the door.
Yeah, no, even then, they say, why are they here? It's not even the festival, this isn't the reward time, immediately after, when they're all exhausted from the day.
I was pretty sure they said that it doesn't really happen until the 3rd day of the festival. So I thought this was the 2nd day, or the first day or something.
No, I thought it was 3 days before the festival. The day of the festival.
So the whole breaking in is long before the festival. So
yeah, this is 10 days before the festival.
I know that. I'm just saying it doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like the timeline was laid out very well. Like I was confused about exactly what day it was.
Okay.
I can see what you're saying. I just don't. I think you just missed it in this case.
That's entirely possible. On the plus side, it's rare to see a character actually deal with PTSD like the healer does in this. I don't want to give away why she does, but she does. That said, again, the tonal whiplash comes in because, like, immediately after that, we go back to happy-go-lucky times in Guild Receptionist land. Both tones are top-notch. Like, they handle each one really. The comedy is really funny, and the dark moments are really good. Mostly. The fight with the Dark God was a little underwhelming, but whatever. But it just feels like it's two shows that they've kind of jammed together in a bond merger, and it's
God, stop saying that.
It's just kind of it doesn't quite know which one it wants to be.
I feel that the show would benefit from a binge watch in a very large way. I think we would forgive a lot more of its. But
that's kind of how I've been watching it. I watched 4 and 5 together. I had to wait to watch 6 for a couple days, but
no, I think like you just need to watch the whole thing in like one sitting kind of thing. Like, so I agree with a lot of what you've said. Actually, the tonal whiplash is pretty severe, and I feel again. Much like Ubel Blatt with the whole, like, what the hell happened in the last episode, it does feel like there is not a whole lot of object permanence in our minds as to what the hell happened in the last episode.
It's nowhere near as bad as Ubel Blatt, but there is
nowhere near.
Yeah.
Nowhere near. Nowhere near.
To jump in, I feel that the tonal whiplash is actually very deliberate, because the romance in this is clearly the fact that Jade is interested in her, and it's one way. So our executioner is a tsundere receptionist, but not for romance, for the story, for adventuring.
But that's not what we're talking about.
So the thing is tonal whiplash because every time it changes, it's supposed to be because of her attitude towards the whole thing shifting as well. So that the scenes go from very serious, because that's the
but even in scenes where she's not involved, it does that.
Yeah. And I think that's tone setting. In tonal whiplash is going to be the tone of the thing, where you go from very serious back to reception. Then very happy receptionist to dark receptionist.
No. I think you're understating this, because like you have the moment where the healer is confessing to
what happened with her last party. Yeah,
exactly. She's talking about all of this.
Mage.
And then no, he's not a mage.
Yeah, he's a fire mage.
Cast fireball, man.
He was using thrown weapons.
He's got the little green
while he's
wand.
recovering.
Oh, okay, fine. Whatever. Right. Him. Right. He. And then all of a sudden, the whole thing is just like dropped like a hot sack of shit, and it's just like the whole conversation just dies. It doesn't draw to a healthy conclusion. It's just like, oh, conversation over now. Next scene. You know, and that's what it feels like, and that's the tonal whiplash that I'm pretty sure Naz is talking about.
Yeah, it goes. It's like it swings to extremes. There's no middle ground. It's either one extreme or the other.
Anything involving the guild receptionist doing these swings is perfectly reasonable, right? There's nothing wrong with the lovey-dovey relationship between Jade and the guild receptionist.
Yeah, her attitude changes make perfect sense, and they're fine.
Yes, but like, for example, the fact that the conversation between the adventurer guild leader and the council is just like, what was that conversation?
Now, I think this was I think I might have actually hit on this one. There's a question to you guys. Do you think it could be an attempt by the author to show that there are events going on in the world that do not revolve around the main character?
100%.
Yes,
but it's just poorly implemented.
So it's not the best implemented, but it's deliberately showing that there are other storylines that involve other people, and we only get those little glimpses into them because it has to be in a condensed form.
Oh, quite possibly. It might just be the adaptation side of things, or it just might be
true. Could be
poor source material. We don't know. But I mean, to be fair, having narrative talking points that are not the main character, I think, are highly important. For sure. You need to have those. But
like I said, the show is still quality. It's just I don't know. So that is I may be a gold receptionist, but also any boss to check out on time. Thaylien, what is your final one?
Oh, my final one
Zenshu,
is in fact Zenshu. Yes.
Yeah.
And this is unchanged for me. Okay, this is still an acquired taste, and it gets 5-star for its quality. But it doesn't go higher than an acquired taste because of one fundamental flaw. I mean, basically, it's building the world as we watch. Okay, it's the main characters changing things more and more as they go, developing more and more power, and comfortable with the role that she's holding. And we see that she does in fact have some kind of level of control over the things she summons with her power. So it's not just, I need inspiration for dealing with this. And no, she's actually choosing to draw something that she thinks will counter the situation. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Okay, so we see a little bit of her personality coming through, trying to take everything on her own shoulders. And move through to kind of try and solve that. Not fully, but start solving it. But then this basic problem comes in. The main character still knows more about this world than the audience does. And that's the problem, because she's always the one that's explaining this world to us instead of discovering this world with us. And so if in an isekai kind of world where you're in another world and you have to explore it with the main character, and how they react to it might not be how you react to it, but
I think you could do that
that's part of the story. But in this case, she can literally pull anything out of her story until she changes this too far and it's no longer the same story.
Yeah, if it was more of a case of she was bound to the story and she knew what was going on, that might be different. But the fact that she can change it, I don't know, maybe that's
yes, she's changing it round. Some of the changes she makes are absolutely wonderful. Like turning the princess into a gigantic muscled masked wrestler who looks more like her dad now. That kind of thing. Helping out rehabilitate one of the old warriors who left the group without telling anybody why they left the group. They were injured and can't do any of the things that they meant they were good for before. And so they didn't tell anybody why, because there was a tragedy going on at the same time. So the leader of the group thinks they just abandoned their duty and hates them. And so there's a nice little arc rehabilitating them. But again, we didn't know that character, but she did, and she recognized them, and she jumped in to explore this character as we did, but with a background that we have no idea what they were actually like. We have to see it through flashbacks, and that's that familiarity she has with the world just isn't something we share.
I have to object. I really think that this is a 5-star pass, right?
Really?
I'm flat out dropping this. I'm sick of it, right? You say that the basic issue is the fact that the main character knows this world and we don't. I think it's a fundamental issue, right? There is no narrative composition in this that explains anything, right? It is effectively being an adventure series, but written as if it's a slice of life. Like, the characters are going on a day-by-day journey of just living their lives, except for it's supposed to be an adventure, right? We're introduced to characters as if everyone fucking knows, like we should have known them for fucking... It's a fundamental issue, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's exactly what I mean. We're introduced to characters that the main characters of the show knows, and so it just feels dropped on us like that. They know this world. They know these characters. We don't. We're not discovering this world with them.
Is there any internal monologue where she's like, yes, this person, I know them because of blah 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 blah, or is it just she reacts to them?
Yes, but the problem is, even though with that internal monologue, it means nothing, right?
Nope.
There is no hi, how are you? I'm blah. Oh, cool, right? We're getting proper introductions here. It's just like as if they've known them for years, right?
Yep.
And because we have that, it's a fundamental narrative failing in how to do.
Do the other characters act like they know her? They've known her for years?
No, not in the slightest.
She's a complete stranger. No.
Yeah.
She doesn't jump in as conversational, I know you, right? She approaches them as if she doesn't, but she's approaching them at the same way that a fan would, She's approaching them to find out if all her presumptions are correct.
That sort of parasocial... she approaches them
yes.
Right.
In part, yes. But
imagine approaching a cosplayer at a convention, because someone you've been following on Twitter for the entire fucking like last decade, you know what they're like.
Right. To add on to what Thaylien just said, because that is really fundamentally important, right? Also, consider the hero's journey, and we're stuck on Act 2. We haven't seen any of Act 1. We're probably not going to see any of Act 3. We're just stuck on Act 2, right?
Right.
And understanding any of the motivation of anything is impossible, right? Because we weren't there at the start. And this is, again, huge fundamental problem for me. Like, I'm sick of trying to play catch up. And also, I am fucking done with the goddamn transformation sequence, right? They have.
I do admit I skipped through it.
So, I have caught myself a non-zero number of times as soon as that transformation sequence. So for everyone's benefit, transformation sequence in something like Sailor Moon, where shit, what's her name?
Serena?
Usagi?
Serena.
Usagi?
Serena, fine.
Yeah. Serena from the in the thing, but Usagi in the
Usagi is
Japanese.
the correct one.
Yeah, Usagi, basically, she goes all silhouette, right? And all of a sudden, you can see like the silhouette of her clothes applying things like. It is a cheap way of doing the transformation sequence. But this, they have clearly spent the budget of like 3 or 4 episodes on this sodding transformation sequence. If you know what I mean by B frames and P frames, it is all fucking B frames or P frames. They're all keyframes. They're all fucking keyframes. You can't do betweeners for any of them, right? It is so expensive, and it lasts a sodding minute. I've just caught myself so many times. Every episode has it.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
it's not cut down or anything. It's the full thing.
They show it from different angles sometimes as well.
No, it's the whole. It's the whole. It's the same thing every time. It's the same one thing every damn time, right? It just but the thing is, because it is so involved, there are no 2 frame. Like, it even does a rotation, like a 360 around the character, right? It is so involved as an animation process. It's gotta have cost a bloody bomb, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, I'm tired of seeing this. Please, can we either shorten it or just stop it?
It makes sense in an old show where, like Sailor Moon, where they literally had to save on budget and budget and animation time. But coming from Mappa, it feels kind of bad.
Yeah. Like, it's supposed to be this huge thing of, you know, a transformation sequence so she can animate in order to actually overcome the circumstances.
Yeah.
Cool. I love that. There is no understanding or comprehension of the translation of what she is doing on that desk to what the results are. Like, I don't understand that at all. Because she stops drawing before her creation takes to life, right?
Yep.
So it is just doing its own bloody thing. I don't fucking understand it. But
until episode 6, where you start seeing her drawing kind of in real time.
Oh, that is true, actually. That is true. I completely forgot about that. But
that's it. So it takes 6...
You cut out.
You already cut out.
It takes 6 episodes. I picked up my hand because I'm on push talk.
Yeah.
It takes 6 episodes before we get to the point of seeing how other people are seeing it.
Yeah. And again, it's like she introduces like a bunch of characters that, like, you know, you got your samurai loner, you've got your shoujo
monk.
pretty boy. Which one's the spiritual monk?
Also, hang on, in her animation or in the background of the series?
No. In her animations, like the results of what she produces.
So
she does like fucking missile silo and all sorts of shit like this. But like, there is no substance to these things that she has drawn apart from one.
Which is the shoujo pretty boy, where they actually use it to solve a problem. Yes.
Yeah.
Did you catch Gurren Lagann, or at least Lagann?
I think I did. Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the things she does to defeat one of them is she summons a small mech that has giant drills for arms and has it charge through something.
Oh dear.
It looks just like Lagann, and I'm like, all right, fine. You did the meme.
It honestly, like, this show has such potential, but the storytelling is just so damn bad. I don't want to keep watching, so I'm not going to.
If it redeems itself, I'll let you know.
Sort of like Ubel Blatt.
That's the thing. I think it could. I think the actual plot could actually pull it around to explain why it's doing this. But I don't think we'll get over the fucking magical girl transformation thing. I still skip that.
Well, I mean, like, if the plot actually resolves to anything coherent, maybe I'll actually finish it. But otherwise, yeah.
Yeah. So that's Zenshu.
Right. Moving on to my last one, which is Welcome to Japan, Miss Elf. So this is again one of the ones that I have picked up. Sorry, Naz, could you do me a solid? Could you refresh the background thing, because it's showing the art asset of the previous show.
I should refresh.
Didn't I do this show a while back?
Huh?
Yeah, is that right? Yeah.
The Otaku NEET elf.
No.
Oh yeah,
it's not the same.
Otaku elf.
No, it just seems Otaku elf. It just seems, fine, sure.
I did suspect it to do this. So, this show I'm giving. I'm going to give a 3-star Acquired Taste. Right. So it's a pretty decent show. It is. Now just smashing the Acquired Taste button to get it to work. The show is an isekai, but it has a perplexing premise around it. So the whole idea is that we have our mild-mannered worker, who has an everyday office life, but he has these such vivid dreams of a fantasy world. So he doesn't go out drinking with anyone. He doesn't engross himself in like anime or video games or anything. The idea is that basically, as soon as he's able to, he goes to bed.
Otaku or a NEET. He's just a hard worker.
Yeah. He just basically, but no. As soon as he's done with his day, the first thing he does is he goes to bed, right? And he makes a little a little lunchbox with him and everything. And as soon as he goes to sleep, he wakes up in another world, and he's younger.
Oh,
it gets better, right?
Oh,
so the whole premise is that he basically goes to this other world, and he thinks that basically while he's there, he kind of like eats in his sleep or whatever. And he thinks he's just dreaming the whole thing. Until him and his companion explore a dungeon, and they encounter a dragon. They hold each other as the dragon burns them. They hold each other as the dragon burns them to death, and they wake up in his bedroom. The elf girl that was with him suddenly appears in his bed in Japan.
And he's his younger self this time now instead of his older self?
No. He's his older self.
He's back
still,
to being his older self?
right?
Okay.
He's back to his older self. But the whole idea is that, like, wait a second, why is she here now?
Yeah.
So, and that makes him think maybe
real?
these aren't just dreams. Maybe I'm actually going to another world. And this is a bit of like, it's both an isekai and a modern day slice of life, because he's introducing her to Japanese culture. He's introducing her to various different Japanese foods, yada yada yada. But they have a problem. They have a concern that if they go back to sleep, they're just going to appear in front of the dragon again, and the dragon's just going to burn them to death again, and they're never going to be able to go back to sleep, right? So they have to come up with a method of appeasing the dragon, before like they could go back. So they have to come up with a plan. And the plan is to basically make it food. Because the fantasy food is pretty bland and tasteless and so on and so forth.
Whereas Japanese food is incredible.
Yeah. So that's the plan. So basically, as soon as they turn up, they basically beg the dragon, please don't burn us to death. We know that you burned us to death yesterday, but this is, we're back again. Let us explain this. And they explain the situation and everything. And the dragon actually sort of like creates itself.
He likes the chutzpah?
No. The dragon creates a humanoid version of itself. And then possesses the humanoid version while its main body is like right behind them, sort of thing. Because it's a dragon nest, and the dragon's going to do whatever it can to actually protect the nest.
Of course.
So, and then basically, they give it the food and everything. So they end up giving it like all 3 lunch boxes. Because it loves the food so much, and they give it the sake and everything. They actually took like proper wine and everything with them. And food is the only thing that they can transport between the worlds, right?
They've tried there with his lunchboxes.
Yeah. So like he says like he's tried to transport other things like flashlights and lighters and all sorts of stuff like that, but food is the only thing that he's been able to actually take to another world. I will say that the show does have pacing issues, right? Because I think it sets up to the point of you want as an audience member to follow this storyline, and then it pivots to the Japanese side of things. And then you want it to continue down that storyline, and then it pivots back to the isekai side of things. And they're like, you are begging it.
Fiction does that. Like I'm re-listening to The Wheel of Time, and it does that a lot, where like you spend a long time with some characters, and then it's like, okay, now it's time to spend time with these characters. I'm like, but I just got into what they're doing. Exactly.
Wheel of Time's a very good series.
I saw book 6 the first time. Anyway, that's neither here nor there.
But yeah, so I'm really enjoying this. If you are a fan of isekai, I think a lot of people will enjoy this. Thaylien clearly won't, because it doesn't have the random bath scenes with
but it does have a hot dragoness avatar, so
to be fair, she's only in like part of one episode, and that's it.
She'll be back.
Of course. Right. So I find it interesting, Zeno, that you're the ones who like this, that you started new and liked, are both shows where it's definitely sent to another world, but it's still interacting with the real world.
Still grounded in our world, yeah.
Well,
yes,
that's because there are so few isekai shows that do this. And oddly enough, the one that did it, was it last year or the year before, which was like saving 80,000 gold so badly.
It was 80,000 gold, and I become overpowered in the other world, and
that one was awful as well. Like, don't get me wrong. Both from Bureaucrat to Villainess, Dad's Been Reincarnated, and Welcome to Japan myself, they both have potential to flop, right? Pretty much everything has potential to flop. Looking at you, Heavenly Delusion. But right now, like these are some really interesting, unique premises, and I'm really enjoying them. So
very cool. I mean, you've even
myself.
I probably won't pick it up, but you've even tempted me to kind of watch that. So
yeah,
that speaks to the how good it is.
I think you'll enjoy Villainess. I think you'll enjoy Dad's Been Reincarnated. I think that's the one you'll really enjoy, Nasuth. Cool.
All right, on to the very, very last. Wait, so that was. Did you say the name of that one? That was Welcome to Japan Myself.
Yeah, Welcome to Japan Myself.
Yeah. Now on to the very, very, very last one. The best one of the season so far, and that is the Apothecary Diaries Season 2. So this is no change.
Our screenshot this time is very interesting.
What?
The floor.
Our screenshot for this one. It's just
the floor.
Well, Yeah,
Anyway.
I mean, that scene was actually very interesting. But, so, no change. This is still a must-watch, 5-star. Absolutely, like, oh my gosh, this may be up at my favorite anime of all time sort of level. But, fair's fair. I ragged on some of the other shows for logical inconsistencies, so I really have to ask, why did the old woman from the Pleasure District just so happen to have the painting of her younger self when she came to visit Mao Mao in the Rear Palace? When she came to talk... What?
Keep going.
When like she had no idea why she was there in the first place.
Didn't she? I thought.
No, she came there with no idea what she was doing there, and she clearly wasn't carrying any packages with her. But then suddenly, in the middle of their discussion, she brings out the wrapped up painting and is like, "Oh yeah, I've had this since I was young. He sent this to me."
Fuck! I knew who fucking caught that one.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a continuity error.
Yep.
I'm wondering if that was just down to the adaptation. So, like, you know, maybe they had the conversation at the I can't remember what the name of the building is. Her building.
The Pleasure
They had that
District,
conversation there. Yeah, they had the conversation there, but they actually moved it in the anime to. Yeah. That's a possibility.
I'm positive she even stated, like, what am I doing here? Sort of thing.
Yeah,
so.
no, 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Right? So, I didn't pick up on that continuity error.
Anyway, it's such a, I mean, honestly, it's such a minor thing that it doesn't wreck my enjoyment of it, but fair is fair, so I had to ask. But the plot is just, oh my god, I'm pretty sure I know what they're building to, but I don't want to say anything. Watching as the West slowly starts working its way into the plot and realizing that they might have been there for longer than we know. Oh man, it's just so intriguing. I wish that the only doctors can make medicine thing had come up a little bit before now, because it does end up making it feel a little contrived when they're like, oh yeah, only men can make medicine, but we're making an exception for you. But
you know why?
No?
It's the Emperor. The Emperor is trying to change it because God.
I mean, he is clearly working to educate the people in the palace and stuff. So he does seem to have ideas.
He wants to undermine the old rule and prove the fact that women can be more than what men have imposed upon them.
Yeah, but still, the fact that it's only just come up when she's been doing it for a while.
I will give you that. I will give you that.
Yeah.
Emperor's woke. Cancel him.
I mean, that is why Mao Mao's presence has been so secretive.
Yeah.
In the Crystal Pavilion, which one's Jade Pavilion? Like, you know, Mao Mao's like, you're not allowed out of these two pavilions, and if you are, you're not allowed to like say or do. It's like you're not allowed to incriminate yourself with anything. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So it's not something that really bothers me. But it might be an issue for some people. And again, there's so many plot threads that are weaving together right now. One or two are bound to slip through the cracks. But speaking of that weaving, it is all coming together. I'm pretty sure I know what's going on, but that still won't even if I'm right, that won't change the enjoyment of watching as it plays out. And I think that's the important thing. Like, even if you figure it out, it's still so good that you want to keep going.
Oh, fuck. I think I've just realized something.
You think you've just figured out what's going on, too?
No, not to its fullest. Because I was like, I haven't got a fucking clue what's going on. And then I just kind of put two and two together. I'm like, oh, wait, maybe I do. Yeah.
Why would they be mixing all those perfumes that are dangerous to mix together? Who could be behind it? I don't know.
No,
mystery to me.
That's not the problem. Like I worked that out, but the question was why. I think I worked that out.
Yes, not just the who, but who's behind, who's even further behind it, and why.
Are they that old? They're touring in that era as well.
What?
The Who.
The Who.
They're touring in that era. They're that old. They're touring in that era. As well.
But
I was just wondering what the hell. Yeah.
It is honestly really fun watching as like the Emperor starts bringing in a lot of these modern changes that you started seeing in China around this era. Although I can't fully place when this is. But yeah, it's been really interesting. I really don't want to say anything more because I don't want to give anything away. Go watch Apothecary Diaries. Go binge season 1 and catch up with season 2 if you haven't watched season 1 yet. It's just beautiful.
Or
Chef's kiss.
rewatch season 1 as well. Just rewatch season 1.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? You can watch it dubbed. It's really easy to get through, and the dub's honestly still really good. So
it's an absolutely gorgeous series. It's excellent. I love the. I think this is possibly the pinnacle of
that sort of deductive reasoning mystery.
Yes, exactly. How you write a deductive reasoning story, right? And for anime, I can't think of anything that surpasses this. And I love things like Ghost in the Shell, but I think this is like leagues better.
Yeah.
So
I think I've got a couple of 12-hour flights coming up. I think I might download it ahead of time and watch it on those.
There you go.
Perfectly legally, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yes, you download them from Netflix legally.
Is it Netflix or are they not on Crunchyroll?
I don't know.
Because that allows downloads.
I don't know. Anyway, that does it for the
reviews.
I
do know, I just haven't looked. Yeah, anyway, sorry.
So
watch Apothecary Diaries!
Yeah, definitely watch Apothecary Diaries.
Watch it again.
And probably watch, what was the other one you said? Welcome to Japan, Miss L? No, one of those.
No, from Bureaucrat to Villainess. That's so fun.
But don't watch Beheneko.
No, not in public. You guys know who you are.
Right.
Not in public.
Okay, so moving on to the supporter questions. Nasuth Blatt asks, it's time for supporter questions. This is the time where Patreon supporters can make Xeno cry, feeding him crazy questions or making him suffer through bad puns. So while that's happening, make sure you've liked the video and leave a comment, and consider signing up to patreon.com/Xenogelion. Need an idea for a comment? Why not tell us your favorite anime of 2024?
Yeah.
Anyway, Nasuth Blatt also asks, speaking of bad puns, did you hear about the guy who pickpocketed a dwarf?
No.
How could anybody stoop so low?
Such a funny guy you are, Xeno.
It would have been funnier if it was a gnome, but I'm just going to say. Zrugel asks, what do you call an alligator in a vest? An investigator. If you see an Apple store get robbed, does that make you an eyewitness? Oh.
It does.
I guess it does.
Lowercase I witness.
Yeah. Did I say that was Zrugel?
Yeah, you did.
Yes.
You did.
Okay, cool. Raikus plus coffee equals oh my god, super fantastic. Asks, anime version of a Jedi story. Would you watch it? Also, Force Kun Wen?
Well, we have had anime versions of a Jedi story in the form of Star Wars Visions.
Well, at least season 1. Waiting for season 2.
Yeah. Still waiting for the other season.
Did anyone watch season 2?
I still haven't watched season 2.
I haven't yet.
I mean to, but
I might do. That's the thing.
Also, Forscan when?
Nope. Oh, yes,
Tuesday.
also Forscan can run. Yeah.
No.
Right.
Yeah. So, nah. Too many midichlorians, thanks.
Right.
It's gonna be Tuesday, and it's gonna look like Luce, whatever. The Vatican's little thing.
Yeah,
but with a lightsaber instead of a stick.
Yep.
Not a giraffe asks, rate my anime concept: a fantasy adventure where the protagonist is a blacksmith who forms a harem with a warrior saleswoman. Carter?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody like pulls a cart.
Person who drives carts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And even a minor, not a minor, to form a loving relationship through the whole production chain of making weapons and armor. I call the show Polyamory. Show
concept 2 out of 10. Name concept 10 out of 10.
Nice.
This is you, Thaylien. It has your name all over it.
No. If you look at Discord, his name is his username is not not a giraffe. Don't look at his Discord username.
Nasuth.
My Discord username is Demon Queen Discovered.
Oh, you changed it. Oh.
Yeah, specifically so that Zeno couldn't tell. I mean, what? No, I wouldn't do that.
You guys are shit at poker. Moving on. Now going to the comments from last week. First of all, from the news.
It's all a scam.
All from the news. Right. Zrugel says, I have a ring on my phone, but that doesn't mean I have small hands.
This is from the comment about having rings on the back of your phone and you just had small hands.
I think the manga reader on the Switch is a good thing. It is bigger than most phones, but that can be a good thing if you want to see detail.
That's kind of what I think. It's like a tablet, but a Switch.
It's just not really a tablet I want to like carry around with me. You know. I don't know. I just feel like even though it's a handheld console, I just don't think it would last.
Fair enough.
That Luffy was a bit too real, although I don't remember him being that buff. That was from the contest.
That Luffy was really buff.
He was really buff. Jeez. He looked like One Punch Man author's son, who's a bodybuilder.
Yeah. Those were some pretty wild names for manga. I feel like they're almost the print version of clickbait at this point, because I'm curious after hearing a few of them. You're not wrong.
I have to laugh, I'm sorry, because it's spelled wrong and you pronounce it right.
What?
Because the comment actually says those are pretty wild names for Magna.
Magna! Oh, Magna.
You pronounce it right, so well done.
I know
Dyslexia, well done.
I know what I was trying to say. No rumors for shame. Well, I heard that One Piece is getting a sequel called Two Piece. The real treasure was a bikini. Yeah, I've heard that one.
Bikini Bottom.
But I hope you enjoyed the rumors from this week. Moving on to Strombus Shell. Nasuth calls the first story about Kyoto Animation the one that won't die. Jeez, dude, phrasing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for pointing that out, Strombus. I didn't even think about that. That is,
Wait, Nasuth, didn't you say we had a comment from someone new this week?
Nope. No, not this week.
That was last week.
Was it
last
week?
It was last week.
Okay. What's called? Then moving on to the comments from the cast, Strombus Shell says, I want you guys to pitch ideas how to fix these shows.
Yeah, these terrible shows.
First one for school days. Don't.
Just don't.
Don't approve it.
Just don't.
There you go. Save your money. Right.
I know you're thinking about it, but just don't.
Yeah, just don't. Thanks for the weekend entertainment. No problem. Zrugel says, Nasuth eats the comments because he scarfs them up. That was That was hilarious in my head. Okay.
It's hilarious in my head too.
Zrugel also says, Loz will be coming back. This is not a drill. That's true.
All caps, he says that.
Yeah.
Yep. holy crap, School Days is a mess. Do you think anyone likes School Days in a it's so bad it's good kind of way, or it's just poop? Honestly, I just like
I think the only people who like it are edgy teenagers.
Yeah.
Or edgy 20-year-olds.
Genuinely.
Or edgy writers.
And then when they actually grow up, they turn around and go like, oh god, why did I rate this so highly? Oh god.
Yeah, it's the same audience as Death Note who think it's good.
No. Anyway, when that uncensored slide came up on screen, lol, I was tabbed out and just heard you guys freak out. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, we did. I can't believe that one came up. We're gonna.
Has anyone gotten rid of that one yet? I can't remember.
I'm pretty sure I did. I'm pretty sure I went in and got rid of it. Right. What I've been watching recently, not much. I've been keeping up with a few things from this season, but nothing you guys aren't covering. Well, hopefully, today's episode, you'll have heard of some new stuff that you need to watch. Like I keep saying, from Bureaucrat to Villainess.
Yes, and let us know what you actually think of the ones you are watching this season that we share. Do you agree with us? Do you not?
Yeah.
I want to hear your opinions.
And now it's time for the meme.
Everyone's favorite
Best
part
of the show.
The memes. So most of our memes come from Reddit. We do archive them on our own site though, because Reddit likes to delete them. You can find the links in the description below under the memes section. If they're not working, let me know, because I've probably done something wrong and I will fix them. So we also take up to 6 viewer memes a week, as Zeno said at the top of the show. And this week we actually have 6. So let's go ahead and jump right into them. If you take out the Widow's Peak, Vegeta's face is literally 50% forehead. So true.
Wow.
New Planet Vegeta?
I relate to him so hard.
Yeah, me too.
Oh my god.
Right. Oh my god!
Oh.
What is his name? Carl Bertanonowski? Something like that. Yes, a classic. A classic. A classic.
Oh my god. Brilliant.
She looks like a character out of a Studio Ghibli film. Oh my god, she does.
Look at the side whisk, the side fluff on the face. It's just the right amount of flat that.
Yep, perfect.
It's adorable.
So perfect.
Do you watch Naruto? Yeah, I'm a big fan. What's his last name? Shippuden.
What's his last name?
Uzumaki.
Uzumaki, yes, okay.
See, you didn't even remember.
I don't watch the show. What the fuck? Oh my god.
Her suit is still up with SL.
Yes.
Instantly makes the show better.
Yeah.
I hate that blue hedgehog. Right, on to my memes. Hunter's at 100% power. Hunter's at 99.99% power. It's just, it's just, Jinu. How parachute companies feel after realizing that it's impossible for them to get bad reviews.
That's pretty accurate.
Oh, I love that. Brilliant.
How about you, Shizuku? Do you have a dream? Passive income! I see. Just like me, for real.
Oh my god.
Let's start calling ages as levels. Saying that I'm at level 40 sounds cooler. I knew someone that died at level 12. LMAO. Sounds like a skill issue.
It's awful.
Trauma.
Oh dear.
Shooting Teddy Roosevelt. He doesn't die. He refuses to go to a doctor. He gives his speech. He starts mocking your assassination attempt. That's a thing that really happened. That's a thing that really happened. Absolute baller.
Yeah.
And my last one. Hello, I'm your generic power fantasy with an overpowered MC. Oh, you're sweet. And then we move on to Sword Art Online. Same thing. Hello, human resources. Nobody likes Sword Art Online.
Inappropriate. I think my first one is very mildly spicy.
Oh, okay. All right. So potentially mildly spicy meme incoming. Oh, yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Yes.
You know, man is caked up. Jeez. Right.
Vinland Saga. Wow, war is bad and it dehumanizes people. Over his head, though, Welsh people are maniacs and should never be trusted.
I mean, that's just truth.
Citizen Ashitaka, we are just a simple village of sororitas. We are simple and pious women, and who like to carry out Xenos genocide.
Lol.
There are 3 constants in this universe: death, taxes, and my anime list never changing its UI. Albert Einstein.
Oh god, it still looks like it was made in the fucking 90s.
He looks like he's a One Piece character.
Probably is.
Right, and your last 2 are video memes.
Well, not really, this one's more of a gift. Me reading my Twitter feed today to remind myself that my mental health could be much worse.
True. So I stay away from Twitter, but if I ever need to feel better, I go take a peek at how absolutely crazy. Anyway, your last one.
Absolutely
Ever fallen
batshit there.
asleep while watching Solo Leveling? Well, you're not alone. Apparently, its studio was tasked with creating a TV anime that would help insomnia patients with sleep. Inspired by the infamously boring South Korean comic, the studio got to work creating the most sleep-inducing show imaginable.
Oh, so
when
true.
tested with patients, a staggering 90% increase was shown in sleep time and quality. So if you're ever looking for a good nap, just remember to put on a Solo Leveling episode. Ever fallen asleep while watching Solo Leveling?
No,
Well,
we're gonna go back to this one.
Yeah, auto looping.
Brilliant.
So yeah, that's but just season 1. Just season 1. All right, and on to Xeno's memes. No!
I deliberately did not use this one.
No!
I did
How
not
is
use
this
this one
one
on
not marked
purpose.
spicy?
Because at a glance, no one knows what the fuck's going on. However,
but
this next one...
This next one is spicy and a video meme.
Man, I love soccer.
That's great.
Gohan's sunglasses I've seen a lot.
When your small friend group meets someone who is weird... who's as weird as the rest of you. Yep, there you go.
That's like Xeno and Nasuth adopting me.
Yeah. Next one is also spicy.
There's no live action that is superior to the original manga and anime material.
And then...
Well...
Goodness.
I'd watch... That's a live action I'd watch.
I don't know what it
Probably
is.
already have.
I don't want to...
Okay, what if every anime used its title as a line in the actual show?
It's so annoying how I'm destroying everything in one punch, man. We need to form some kind of attack on Titan.
On Titan.
A system based on levels. Well, I'm alone, so I guess I'll be solo leveling. Naruto! So people call you JoJo? Yeah. What is this? Your bizarre adventure? Part 3 Stardust Crusader? Welcome to Jujutsu. Hi, my name's Itadori. Damn it! My little sister can't be this cute!
There you go.
Oh my god, that was brilliant. I
Weird.
hate title drops, but I would love that.
Part 3 Stardust Crusaders.
That's exclusively the reason why I put this in here, because it was just like, that doesn't work.
Oh god, it was
I
so
can't
good.
help gushing over magical girls. Confirmed for season 2.
Right, and your
And then my
last
last
one.
one.
Which can't possibly top that. Wait,
Oh, whoa, that's wrong.
that's not right.
That is
Yeah.
wrong.
Why did I?
It shouldn't be a video.
Wanna come upstairs?
It shouldn't be a video.
Shit, I don't want that one on there. Shit, I don't want that one on there. Okay, there we go. Quick pause while I fix
Is-
it, or
Yeah.
okay.
No, it's hold on, no. If
Yeah.
you go to memes, right?
It shows picture.
Close the thing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right, click on it. No, don't copy it, just click on it. That says PNG. Hit cancel. Try playing again, just hitting the button again.
Okay,
yeah,
now it works. All
There it is.
right. Cool. That was weird, but all right.
My reaction
Was
to this news. Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
No wrong.
Confirmed. Belchy the Rock confirmed for season 2.
Yeah. There we go.
Right.
That's it for the memes.
Oh my god. Everything's broken. There we go.
Everything's broken. Everything is awful.
That's not it for
Right,
the news.
well,
That's it for the
and
episode,
it's
for the
really fucked up.
memes.
So, brings us to the
Right.
end of the show, doesn't it?
Yep, that's it for this week's episode. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching and or listening. And now it's time to bottoms up and Kanpai.
Kanpai.